podcast, the show with the freshest opinion views on the world's most beautiful game. I am your host, Greg. I'm here with the homies Brian, Leak, TK, Keith on the mix, boys. How we feeling? And then Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, but you ripped that off pretty fast, bro. You've been getting better.
I've been getting better.
Yeah,
I've been working. I've been at home
pretty
practicing
quickly.
my pod voice.
But I had a good holiday, man. How about y'all?
It was solid. It was
Relaxing.
Some of the games were a letdown.
Most of them.
I love all y'all dearly. Ain't nobody text me happy birthday, man. I can't stand y'all.
Ah, dang. Sorry. Happy belated.
Blame him. That's your cousin.
Yeah.
Nobody text me happy birthday.
You should have started the train in the group chat.
That was your job.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
I was in the process of a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like moving and you know.
Love all y'all though. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas.
How old are you?
I'm 27, man. I'm getting old.
Getting
30.
Just round it up.
Can't stand y'all.
Oh man! But happy belated to Brian. Y'all throw him some happy birthdays in the comments if y'all can. Don't wave.
I can't wave.
It's so weird.
It was. I know.
But everybody had a good Christmas.
Yeah.
Good
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Relaxing.
Relaxing. Spent with family.
That's what's up.
Enjoyed all the basketball. Christmas in basketball has been better than football and Thanksgiving, I think, for a while. In my eyes. I don't know.
Since 2011, 2010.
Yeah.
This one was a low one.
This was bad for both of you.
Yeah. I think
rough.
I'll say this for
I miss Stephen Clay.
for sure.
do.
I think that's what yesterday's
really hit.
or
It
Christmas
really
Day
hit
showed.
them,
It hit the Rockets more though.
Yeah. It's crazy how literally the Warriors dominated for the last 5 years, and basically that whole team has practically took a break this year. Practically all the superstars from the team.
KD, Steph, Clay.
Draymond playing.
Iggy not even playing right now.
That whole team.
He's still hoping for a buyout.
But I think
What's gonna happen?
Memphis is talking about. I think they're actually gonna get it done. I don't think they want.
Because they were trying to trade him.
They're trying to get a first round pick for him. Y'all ain't getting one.
Yeah,
man.
nah,
30
bro.
what? 7?
Oh my God. He's not 37.
First round
He's not
pick.
37.
Who does he help?
Any team that
Any
he's
team
on.
he goes to.
Any team.
Any contender.
Who? Any contender?
Yeah.
What contender do you see actually making a deal
Lakers.
for him?
I hate
A
saying
deal for him?
I hate saying
Yo, what, the trade for him?
He
Or
could
try to
help.
sign
He
him
could.
out
He
his
can
buyout?
obviously help any team. I'm saying, what team do you see actually
His
making
name
that
was
move?
linked most closely
With
to the
the-
Lakers.
Houston.
and that's annoying.
Lakers, Clippers.
Everyone gets linked to the Lakers when they're trying.
Yeah,
to
everybody.
It's so annoying. It's like, no, that can't be that true. But I can honestly see him in Los Angeles, most likely with the Clippers. Personally, I
And-
feel like he'll fit better with the
I think
Clippers.
he
than
might fit
the
better with the
Lakers.
Clippers. I don't think he's going to go there.
I don't think so, because I think the Clippers are really like content with what they have, because like Christmas Day was the first game that their entire roster was intact and healthy.
True.
Like they're not even in a position where they want to start moving guys, because we haven't even seen all of our pieces together.
Facts. I understand that for sure. But when you take into that championship pedigree and having that kind of amount on the court,
Yeah.
and you say you swap that out with Shamet in the last 2 minutes, that could mean something.
For sure.
That can mean a lot.
He can help whatever team he puts a jersey on for. I would like to see this team is definitely should be done drafting, because they did it for years straight. I would like to see Philly try to bring him back. If somebody had to give up a draft pick,
Another non-shooting defender.
Yeah, I
that's
was-
not
but
gonna
I
help
think,
him.
but I think he
That's
would
not gonna
still.
help
He
him.
would. I feel like he would help.
He's
more
better
than-
off in Milwaukee than in.
Okay, I feel like
Fair.
somebody in the. I think somebody in the East should make a grab for
He's
him.
better off in Milwaukee because Milwaukee needs another guy.
But
that
if
can,
we're talking
that
about
can make
non-shooters,
decisions.
if we're talking about non-shooters not working in Philly, why would they work in
But
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee has a ton
Milwaukee
of
has
shooters.
shooters.
They have literally
Okay.
shooters. Giannis and shooters.
We
That's-
were saying that
that's the name of the
Milwaukee
team, Giannis and
needs
shooters.
another secondary
DiVincenzo throwing it up.
Yeah.
Brooke Lopez throwing him
And
up.
mind
So-
you, Iggy's
Chris is
not
throwing
a
him up.
secondary playmaker that Milwaukee should like open their eyes really
Exactly.
wide
He can't
for,
do that
but
anymore.
he can come off the bench
and initiate an
facilitate.
offense. Yeah.
He's gonna make the right play. He's gonna be in the right spot at the
And-
right time.
Another veteran presence, championship pedigree. He has a Finals MVP. He could really help Milwaukee way more than he could help the Sixers. Like the Sixers, They might be needing to scrap this.
They need to go back and get JJ Redick.
Yeah.
They need to double back.
But the crazy thing is, they
Might as well
shot
go get Drew Holiday while
the
you gotta make it a package.
Yeah, they might need to go get. Like,
and you're gonna
Drew.
have to send Ben.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not taking that deal if I'm
I'm on
New
board with
Orleans.
Unless they somewhat. What if?
That would actually.
You're going to have to send Ben.
That's not a bad deal.
You're gonna have to send Ben.
Both ways.
We will
Drew,
send you a pick. Drew Holiday
Jay Redick.
and JJ. You have to send back Ben.
I'm saying that's actually not a bad deal.
No,
both
that's
ways.
what I'm saying.
We are
That's
way
the
off
only
topic right
way.
now.
Yeah,
But you're talking about
I
pairing
mean-
up Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram.
Now you're gonna
and
have
I
to
think
add
New
New
Orleans. I think
That's
New Orleans
sick,
wins
bro.
that deal. I think Philly really loses that. I think
in the
Philly.
short run, I
Philly
think that
takes
puts
himself.
Philly over
Philly
Bucks.
takes himself. Nah, I think that takes Philly out of potential. Like, so you're talking Philly would then have what?
Drew, Josh Richardson, JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Joel Embiid.
Still keep
JJ stretches the
still
floor.
keep the depth
Drew
of
Holiday
Mike
can
Scott.
actually
You still
burn the
keep-
So
point.
who's
You still
Philly
keep
sending?
Matisse.
More
So
better than Rookie.
Philly would just be sending Ben.
Just Ben. They don't need to send anything else. Like
Okay.
The
New
problem
Orleans.
then-
they're gonna have to send somebody else because
That's what I'm
contracts don't
saying.
matter.
'Cause, yeah, but
That's why it wouldn't
shit,
just
shit.
go that
It's a
smooth.
contract.
It wouldn't go that smooth.
Bro, they'll send-
His
but for
max
the, yeah, but say yeah, that
They'll
It
send off
wouldn't.
like they send off like a dummy player, but they're not gonna get rid of. They're not
Can't,
gonna get
'cause
rid
Drew
of
Holiday has a max
Tybull.
contract.
Yeah,
Like, they're
it's
have
gonna
to
be
match that
somebody
contract.
of worth change. So either
have to be
Al
like
or
Tobias
Josh
and
or
Ben.
somebody getting.
And then
paid
New
is
Orleans might
going.
just send back 2 picks to just sweeten the deal.
I like that idea so much though.
But like, nah, that's
I
not
gotta do
a
that.
huge out of the way deal.
I'm
But
about
like
to-
I said,
I'm
if
about to
Drew's
do
gonna
that
end up in
trade
Philly,
shit. That's what I was about to
Ben
say.
gonna have
Yeah,
to end
what
up
would
in
what would it
New
take
Orleans.
to get?
I'ma look
What would
at
it
it.
take? But I mean, I would still love to see Drew get over to the Eastern Conference. People keep throwing up Miami. I think I saw a tweet earlier.
Yeah,
They were saying
Miami's
Miami and
definitely
Denver.
in the room.
I was telling Taman, I hope this all comes to life so I can tell all of y'all I was right.
That's not what we said.
When
I was
saying
saying
Miami,
that's
I did not talk. We did not talk about this yesterday.
Kept
That's not
saying
what we
superstar,
said.
and
You
I
kept
said
they
screaming
trade for
Giannis.
Drew.
I agree with you.
And they're
If
gonna make
Giannis
room
comes,
for when
if
Giannis comes. When
But
he
we had
comes.
this discussion the whole time. I was
When
telling
he
you, I was
comes.
like, Brad,
He's
Bill, and
going to
Giannis have to
Miami.
Let's get back
going
on
to
topic
Miami.
because
Yeah.
we are way off. Right?
But yeah,
So
We'll get back.
we were
there.
talking about Christmas Day, but one of course the biggest game of the evening, 8:00, Lakers versus the Clips.
second highest Christmas game, prime time. They said
Was it second highest rated Christmas game?
Second highest
sense.
Christmas game.
I watched it.
I wonder what was the first.
Probably one of those Heat ones.
I would say
man.
Kobe Heat,
That's probably right up there.
Probably one of those.
even though we got smoked.
Yeah, yeah, potentially. Yeah, I
They
would.
threw the foam fingers on the court. I remember that
Yeah, that
vividly.
was crazy. But the Lakers lose versus the Clippers. 112 to 102.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, that's
Nah,
wrong
that's
game.
not
That's
it.
wrong game. Wrong
I
game.
would say I
Wrong
thought we
game.
lost by like
That was the
3-4.
first
Wrong
game
game.
of
My
the
bad.
year.
I read the October game. My bad.
111.
111.
14,
So my bad.
111, 106.
106.
But yeah, loss. A lot of people are giving LeBron a lot of flack now, saying that he did not show up.
My groin hurts. Shut up, Bron.
Nah, Beverly did get him though.
He did, but if you,
he
bro,
did.
like I always say, if you're
I feel
on the
bad for
court
him.
and
That
you're
did
playing,
hurt.
I
That
don't
did-
care.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't care. If
I
you're
will
on the
say,
court and
I
you're playing, I
feel
don't care.
Bron was like, I got hit and that took me back 5 days. I can see why that joint looked like it hurt.
But a lot of people are already making the claim now that this is no longer LeBron's league, and we're actually looking at
We've been saying this
Kawhi
for
being
how
the best
long?
player in the league.
And I've been telling League
Not
this too.
people have been saying it. I've been saying it.
People have been saying this.
No, you're not the
People,
only
not the
one.
only one in
have
the
been,
world
and
who
I've
has
been
said
though.
Kawhi's
Within-
better than
You don't
Bron.
even got to say like
Leave
give me
me
credit.
others.
Yeah, have been saying.
leading the pack. No, like realistically, and I always counter with this.
Reverend
You could
Lee.
say whoever is the best in the league right now, just put an asterisk beside it because the best player in the league is hurt right now off an Achilles. And you can't tell me in my mind that anybody in this league is better than a healthy Kevin Durant. So it's all cute. If you want to give anybody the crown, just make sure that you always include that it's temporary.
Well, we have no choice but to do that because he's not playing.
Just put the asterisk
Right,
next
right.
to it.
We have-
Just
he's
put the
not
asterisk
playing,
We
next
have
to
no
it.
so we
choice.
can't.
And
Can't
I,
be the best player in the league if you're not playing.
and I agree with
Facts.
you. I think KD is the best player in the world, healthy.
Healthy.
But
And that's the thing,
But
he-
right now he's not here.
He's not here. So the
Kawhi
And
next
he, and he
player-
has to come back healthy.
Kawhi dropped 35, and
Bron was ducking work.
it looked and that was something.
Bron was ducking work.
So here's my
That was
problem with this
something we
whole best player in the world right now discussion. Kawhi beats LeBron on Christmas Day. Yes, LeBron played like a punk. Kawhi beats him. Kawhi was
For
great.
the second
Kawhi
time
was great.
this season.
Kawhi was great in that game.
And
blah,
the
blah,
first
blah.
time y'all didn't have a full squad.
Whatever.
Not
was great in that
whatever.
game.
That's
so,
credit.
So here's my issue. So why isn't Giannis the best player in the world? Because he dominated LeBron and Kawhi.
Giannis is up there.
Because Kawhi is the reigning Finals MVP. That's why.
That's the issue.
I'm just saying.
But that's the key thing that Kawhi has over him. We played 6 games.
We just played 6.
Y'all were up 2-0,
Okay, you
and I
played
got
6
y'all out
games
the
with
way.
Toronto, and you did that. I played you in LA.
But
and
bro,
I beat the brakes off
if I'm still the reigning champion, bro, that already puts me in a certain pedestal within the league.
Like at that point, Giannis is gonna have to take it from Kawhi in the finals.
He's going like a guy like Giannis. Yeah, he can only get it back by doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can jump back on that because we actually need to talk about Giannis and his matchup versus the
Right.
Sixers. But looking at this Clippers-Lakers game, does this say anything to you about what we may see in the playoffs?
It says to me that Bron, he has to get out of this like this funk of a mood or whatever it is on the court, because at times it seems like he's timid or he doesn't want to be the person with the ball. You know what it reminds me of? It would remind me of like that first year with the Heat. And I'm not saying that like Bron is playing to that level or whatever. He's taking a backseat role. Like we understand like AD is going to be the number one option offensively. But when Bron is supposed to be closing games, it really reminds me of 2011 Heat Bron.
I don't think right now, man, for all we know, because the moments when they're scary is when AD is attacking the rim. I don't think it might need to be Bron closing games. Like, I understand, like, yeah, it's a guards game. The person on the perimeter needs to be finishing it. But, like, a guy like AD, he's so dominant. Whenever LA was going on runs, it was led with him scoring. And the moment the Clippers were able to cut the lead, because they got, at one point in time, the Lakers went up 15.
Yeah.
AD hits a 3 to give them like 7. It was like 70-61 in the third. And from that moment on, he just started camping out behind the 3-point line. And for a generational big like what he is, because
Generational big.
I was watching that with Taman, he was doing some crazy stuff in the first half.
It didn't matter who was on him.
It didn't. We don't have a matchup for him. Just
I've been
being
trying
honest.
to tell y'all.
Clippers-
If the Lakers win that series in the playoffs, it's because
It's on
AD
him.
averaged 36 and the Clips just
we've won.
PG's too small, Kawhi's
Yeah.
too small. Like it just doesn't matter. And Zubac's not good enough.
We have bodies to throw at him, but they are still not matchups for him. So in the event he starts camping out, he's bailing us out.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's done that twice.
But then in an event, you have to realize, like, when you are a big man, too, like, I'm never going to be like, people get tired. But, like, they do. Stamina comes into place, especially when you're that size. And in those moments where AD can't just keep a foot on the gas pedal the whole time, Bron has to relieve some kind of the load on him.
And Bron, I'll say this, it's time for him to, I feel like, somewhat switch up his style of scoring. He's a very, like, I told you, he has to power up before he blows by somebody. He takes a couple of steps to get his speed going. So, like, when guys like Pat Bev now are getting up underneath him and he can't get, like, that full speed ahead, like, he's not blown by dudes in the league no more. Like, what he used to. I'm not saying he's not blown by anybody, but just not what we've seen Bron do over these past few years.
I mean, I think at a certain point in time, he began to settle for the jumper because Bron was at his best when he was playing bully ball. In a sense. And I understand we were down 3, that shot that Pat Bev had.
But just through the course of the game, he had 12. He shot 12 threes and only had 4 foul shots. That's a problem.
He settles a lot now.
I'm so sick of LeBron. Like, this is the reason I didn't want LeBron in LA. Yes, I said it. It's the reason I didn't want LeBron in LA.
I was saying it too.
This is the reason I've said from jump. The Lakers lose. It's going to be this reason and this reason alone. It's because LeBron can't get out of his own way. He can't run a system. He can't trust his teammates to make plays.
There it is.
That's his problem.
There
it's
it
been his
is.
problem for years, and he's been very successful at it because he is LeBron James. He's one of the
paying
top
for
3
it
players
now.
of all time.
Paying for it now, though.
But right now, at the age of 35, it's not going to work, especially against a team built like the Clippers, who have 2 guys who can literally stare you down the entire game. That's something he's never faced before. He's always had problems with Kawhi because Kawhi is an amazing defender. Now you also have Paul George, who is right there next to Kawhi, saying, hey, dude, I can match you because I'm 28 and you're 35 now. Like, there's the big advantage. So, with that being said, the Lakers should have kept Brandon Ingram because they need a secondary shot creator on the perimeter, which they don't have.
And if you mind to segue into this really quick, We've seen Kyle Kuzma hooping this year, averaging like
Had
11,
25
12 a
that
game.
night. He led the
played
Lakers
a
in
great
scoring.
game that night. Some controversy afterwards, since we was bringing up Brandon Ingram,
True.
about Kyle Kuzma's trainer having some tweets basically relating to Bron's work ethic, which generally we've heard from coaches and other players. It seemed like Bron has one of the more phenomenal work ethics that the league has seen. But Kyle Kuzma essentially is feeling like a quote-unquote caged bird and loves to call a spade a spade.
Took that everywhere.
So I can say this.
You made that
Perhaps-
narrative way worse than what it
It
actually
really
was.
is.
That was some very
All over the
clickbait talk right there.
But I can say this. Perhaps, like that, you just brought up Brandon Ingram. Perhaps he should have stayed. I agree that Brandon Ingram is probably a better option to have on that team. Definitively, I think he's a better player. But there may be a chance that Kyle Kuzma's poor play or maybe not meeting the expectations that people like League expected him to meet were due to playing alongside Bron like this. Bron really actually shrinks people's talent in the game, especially younger players when they're trying to develop growth.
Well, he turns everybody into a specialist. Like, that's what he does. He's so, and it's, once again, it's a fault and a positive LeBron, because LeBron's so great. He literally can do everything on the court by himself, essentially. He can run your offense, score you 30 points, get 10 rebounds, 10 assists in his sleep. The problem is with that, it shrinks everybody else's role.
And you might lose the game.
You're a shooter, or you're just a rebounder, or you're just a roll man, or you're just a defender, because that's all we need you to do. LeBron will take care of everything else. Once again, it's worked for years. He's been in the league, 15 years now? Close to that. 15 years now. It's worked for a long period of
Maybe
time.
17.
17 years.
17.
Exactly. He's been in the league for a long period of time, and it has worked for pretty much the majority of his career. The problem right now is the Lakers have now built a team of specialists. It's LeBron, AD, and specialists. Kyle Kuzma is a specialist to me. That's all he is. He's a microwave scorer off the bench. He's not going to create shots. He's not going to play make. He's not a good rebounder. He's not a good defender.
And the
He's a
issue is,
microwave
and
scorer.
I can agree with you on this point, especially with Kyle Kuzma coming off the bench like that. They don't even try to get other people in the flow of their own game. So it's not like Kuz come in, we're going to run sets for you. It's like, Kuz, we're going to give you the ball. We expect you to just explode
Just
right
shoot.
now because
Just
that's
shoot
what we want you to do.
Stay in here and
So
wait for
you're
LeBron.
coming off the bench just cold, like no shots whatsoever, no offensive set ran for you. You're not even coming off a screen. A lot of times he'll get it and they'll just go 5 out and tell him to whatever. It's essentially like, do whatever we're paying you to do, but we're not really going to help you with it.
And that's the thing that's playing into the Clippers' hands.
Exactly.
Because when you're looking at a team that's so defensively sound, and granted, we talked about how their defense does have holes, but that's exactly what they want. They want you to stand, and they want to
wanna
guard
make it
you
a one-on-one
one-on-one.
matchup. Yeah,
One-on-one
they wanna make
matchup
it a one-on-one
is
game.
where they thrive.
They have a lot of solid individual one-on-one guys.
Especially on the perimeter.
There's
And that's
some-
why if AD actually does go down to the block or something like
There's
that,
no
the Clippers
matchup.
are
What
just...
the Clippers are going to have to do, they showed it for a hot second in that game, but they're going to have to flash some zone at LA. Because like I said, I feel like they're too small. Like, there was a couple times, and what they're also going to have to do, if they go man, they did in the second half, they can't let AD play one-on-one. They're going to have to send a double.
Dig something.
They're going to have to.
And
But
the very thing I fear about them going in terms of LA, the Lakers going against the zone happened late in the game versus the Clips. They went like 0 for 8 from 3.
Yeah.
That's very possible. When you're looking at Danny Green on the court, you're looking at Kuz on the court, possibly KCP on the court.
He actually played well.
He played
really
really
did.
well.
He really did.
He played
Everybody on
really
the
well.
Lakers played well except LeBron. Keep it
Pretty
100.
much.
Everybody on that team showed up except
And mind
LeBron.
you, like, if you look at, and this
Wow.
is why I tell people you have to actually watch the game, because if you just go back and look at the stat sheet, you're gonna think Bron got his.
Avery Bradley ain't helped the cause too much.
But he did what he was supposed to do. Like, he's gonna have games where he hits, he's gonna have games where he's not.
But the thing is,
and that's the tough
unfortunately,
part
to
about
play
the-
with
that's the tough
Bron,
part about
you
playing-
have to hit shots that
No,
will actually
but that's
help
the tough
him.
part about playing with Bron at the same time. You can't just take a peek at the stat sheet and say like,
Nah, I
oh,
watched it though.
like-
I watched it though. I'm
Nah,
saying,
Avery
like,
Bradley, he didn't have the greatest game in the
But
world,
he didn't hurt them.
yeah.
Like, he just did his job.
Yes, but at the end of the day, with the way we know how Bron plays, it's Bron. Nowadays, it's still if 80 wants it, he gets it. But like Bron makes a play, you guys got to hit shots.
But that's the whole point. Me and,
And
Brian
when
was
Bron
just talking
loses,
about.
it is partially because his guys aren't hitting shots.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, me and Brian was just discussing this. It's really hard to just hit whatever shot you're
I
telling me
know
to
this.
hit.
I
if
know
all
this.
game I didn't do anything but stand in the corner, and then finally, like, we look back
I get
at
5 shots.
the most like infamous shot from a teammate who had missed was that Kyle Korver shot. Like you came into Cleveland, you just had to hit this one shot. But if you go through the whole game with no warm up, no set ran for you, not even like
you
trying
gotta
to
be
get you
elite.
into the
You gotta
flow.
be elite at that point.
And not everybody's
that's a skill.
like that.
That's a
Not
skill.
everybody's like that, Lee.
Kyle
I know,
Korver,
yeah.
and here's the crazy thing: Kyle Korver is elite.
Is that?
Elite.
He's
He is
elite,
That's literally
bro.
what he's made his career on.
He's elite.
But
He
we've all
stayed
seen
in the
people like
league,
not be able to do that.
shooting the rock. Avery Bradley
Yeah,
is a 3-and-D guy.
yeah.
like he's like everybody on
He's
the
a
team
mid-range
did their
D
job.
guy.
Okay, all
No,
right.
he's actually been a decent 3-point
He's
shooter.
got
in his
better,
career.
but I feel you.
So
That's
I
solid
mean,
three-point
when
shooter.
you looking at guys like that, and
36%
that's why I
post
say like when we watch people who've played with Bron succeed, when you watch people and adjust, not just play with him like Wade did, but like Chris Bosh adjusted, J.R. Smith to an extent adjusted,
Yeah.
like
Like J.R. Smith stopped dribbling when he played.
He
with
did.
LeBron.
He did. And
Like
it blew
imagine
me.
how
It blew
if
me.
you would have told somebody while he was in Denver that J.R. Smith was gonna stop dribbling the ball, they would have looked at you like you were crazy.
JR had physical tools to be an elite two guard.
Bro, he was a prototypical. If you just looked at him, he was a prototypical 2 guard. Could have been top 5 in the league easy. No,
had to bounce, had
Mentally,
the range,
I don't really-
mentally, but I mean,
That's a whole different
But
discussion.
yeah. So the guys who thrive with Bron are the ones that adjust the best, and everyone's not going to be able to do that at such a fast rate. It's December, and Kyle is struggling with that. Bradley's probably struggling with that. I think Rondo, to an extent, is struggling with that. Like, there's a lot of people on this team struggling with adjusting around LeBron itself, and of course, it's no adjustments to AD. AD is like, just give me the ball whenever you feel like
Because
it.
AD
I'm gonna go
is
get it.
the cornerstone.
I'm
of
gonna
the
go
Lakers
get
in
whatever,
the future.
I'm gonna go get the ball, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be.
He's
I'm
AD
gonna
still.
get my 25 plus touches. So that's not even an issue.
But this is what Bron needs to do. He needs to help the people he wants to help him. Like, at the end of the day, you can't just sit here and be like, yo, whenever I call your number, be ready. Like, you're going to have to get the people geared into the offense. You're going to have to help your help.
This is gonna have to be, like I said, Bron is gonna have to become more, just a tad bit more off ball than what he's been before.
Here's
I've been
here's
saying
the,
that.
and
Everybody's
Yeah.
been
Since we
saying
started
that.
this
Yeah.
podcast,
Everybody's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
saying that
I've
for like the
been
last
saying
2-3
this.
years.
and the thing about it is, like, you want him off ball, but I feel like he could turn into like Harden off ball.
And I
and
agree with
like
you. He doesn't know how to
he'll
play
just be
without the ball.
standing.
He doesn't know how to play without
But
the ball.
it's
Like
it's
that
somewhat-
one play where
it would
Harden was
then-
standing at half court for like
Right.
the
He
full
does that all
18
the time.
seconds.
He
and
does
I'm
that
like-
all the time.
And I was like, what?
That's
He
on
doesn't have the
Bron,
ball.
yeah, and that's on Bron not to finally accept some coaching. Like Brian was saying, Bron's never really allowed himself. Like, he listens to coaching, but I feel like he's never.
He finds a way to use the coaching within his own system.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At least from the second stint in Cleveland to now, because even in Miami, he was actually playing within a system. Because like
He was.
He
And that
was.
was actually the most
It was,
efficient
yeah.
he ever
Spoelstra,
was.
and the combination of Spoelstra and
Pat.
Riley
And Wade.
they were
really,
playing within a system. It was
Yeah.
much better flow, better movement. Once he, like I said, once he came to Cleveland and all that, like bad just player spacing and not a lot of movement at all. So I mean, like him doing that with the Lakers now, when he can't break guys down, it's not gonna come to it's not gonna have the same success rate.
So is anyone having reservations? I mean, of course, you picked the Clips to come out. You picked the
Lakers.
You picked Golden State low key, but the Lakers. come
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Lakers. I picked the Lakers. Anyone having reservations about the Lakers coming out?
No.
Like, it's so weird. Like I watched that game, and I remember I texted y'all at a certain point in the game. The Lakers were still winning, and I was like, "Yo, the Lakers deserve to lose this game."
They were flirting with a 20-piece.
They were up 15. I'll never forget. They had 4 straight possessions. They came down 1 pass 3, 1 pass 3, 1 pass 3, 1 pass 3, and I was just like, "Y'all are up 15. Go to the basket. Put AD on the block. Do something different." That was not a Clippers win. That was a Lakers loss.
Yeah.
The Lakers should have won that game. They bottled up Paul George. I didn't say
Yep,
won. They
yep,
bottled
yep,
up
We
Paul
had
George.
what, 17?
17.
Like he had that one little stretch in the third quarter,
And
where
that
they
was it.
kinda cut
That
the
was
lead.
it.
Scrappy.
After that,
That was it.
and
That was
and
it.
those were ugly buckets.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like he was.
He had to
going
scrap
off.
for those.
He scrapped. Like
Nah,
they bottled him
they
up.
locked
Kawhi
him.
went to work. Kawhi was great. Other than that, they bottled up the Montrez pick and roll for the most part. He got maybe 2-3 buckets off of it.
He
After
had
that.
18.
Yeah, 18.
He
but
got
they-
it off
but
the
wasn't-
offensive board.
Exactly, it was
But
off
yeah.
the boards. That pick and roll wasn't really working like
You want
that.
to know something also I saw? What's gonna mess up the Lakers? So, Pat Bev 8 on the boards, Trez 8 on the boards,
Yeah,
right?
they did.
They have usually like AD definitely down the stretch at a certain point in time would either be checking like Paul George or he might get switched on to Kawhi.
Yeah, pull him away from the rim.
So yeah,
And they
I
did that a
noticed
lot. They ran him through the pick and roll to try to get that switch.
and then they're
through
like,
the
cool.
whole
So
game.
they'll have Paul George or whoever just go sit in the corner and then just because not Lou, but Pat and Trez were fighting for rebounds with like KCP and like Danny Green, and they're gonna win that every time.
Yeah, that's a difficult matchup, especially Montrez versus whoever. That's not a big.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a difficult matchup.
Now the Lakers they got, and the thing is, this is gonna be the year that, like I said, Bron is gonna have to really accept coaching. But I don't even think Vogel is the right guy.
I mean, you made them hire Jason Kidd and all these other people. Listen to
Yeah.
somebody, please.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. I don't trust Jason Kidd's opinion. Never mind. Let me stop that.
But what I was gonna say, and we can finish up this topic and we can move on. The same way I told you yesterday, 2010 finals, right after Kobe gets 2 back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody had told you in that moment, yo, in a year from now, he's getting swept by Dirk, you, depending on how you feel about Kobe, you probably would have laughed and been like, yeah, right.
Right.
We weren't ready for that. And it happened. And he never got close again.
I can say the difference is with this team.
This is a better team than what Kobe had.
Yeah, like you still have a top
And I could
5
very well
player
see
in the
them
league with
getting.
AD.
I could very well see them losing, and Bron does not get anywhere close to a finals anymore for the rest of his career. He is 35. This is year 17. Like he's been blessed already to go to as many finals as he has. Let's not act like those trips are guaranteed.
They're not guaranteed.
They're not
But it's
guaranteed.
And we
almost
weren't-
It's
we
almost
weren't-
a Tom Brady effect.
We
It's
weren't
like,
ready. We weren't ready for Kobe to not. We thought a lot of people thought Kobe was at least gonna flirt with
We
trying to
didn't-
get back.
But here's the thing. I'm using this Tom Brady analysis, like, I guess I'm using that to that point. When we're looking at Tom and how he got to we're like, no, he can't get back. He can't get back. They can't get back.
He's supposed to fall off a cliff.
But-
Eventually,
I mean, like,
you're
no,
supposed to fall
this
off a
can't be it.
cliff.
This can't be it. This, whatever. Like, this team isn't it. This team isn't it.
Same thing with the Spurs for 10 years.
And Spurs can't do it. Spurs can't do it. TD's old, whatever case may be, right? I'm looking at Bron the same way. It's like, as much as I see him becoming less of himself, like, we're watching both
And
of
it's
these
just
guys
father
become-
time. It is not
We're
a knock
wa-
on LeBron
No,
James.
not-
It
no,
is
no, no,
father
no, no.
time.
I can't knock
No,
it.
no.
Yeah, it's not
a
a knock.
knock. Father Time is taking his course on Bron right now. Slowly but surely taking his time on him. At the same time, it's like, should I bet against this dude?
I think the
It's
issue
time.
is this.
It's
Like,
time.
I don't know
It's
yet.
time.
I don't know, especially
It's-
when
I
you
wouldn't
give
say
me
it's
Anthony
time.
Davis.
This is what I'm saying. I don't think it's time. Like the last thing I'm gonna say on it is, if Bron can doubt, because you mentioned Tom Brady, like he's always played into a great system. The Spurs
Playoffs come,
always is such a
playoffs
great
come
system.
around. There are games where Tom turns into
That's what I'm
prime
saying.
Tom.
It's moments where you can actually turn up, and generally all of these players that we named or all of these situations we named were surrounded by a great system. Bron, if he doesn't find a way,
Bron's
to fit into
system
it,
is not the
that's
New
what I'm saying.
England
He can't-
Patriots or the
He can't
Spurs,
play
yeah.
in Bron's system. He has
Yeah.
to form or adapt into another system, and then we're gonna see him be able to keep this thing going for the next 3 years.
I don't think that system is in place right now.
It's not.
But we'll see.
But he's still great enough athletically right now in this moment to still get back to the finals, even if he's playing in his BS system
see.
of the Bron shenanigans.
We'll see. The Clips and the Lake Show, they play a month from today.
Okay.
What are y'all going to say if the Clips go up 3-0?
Not
I
gonna
mean, it's
say
the regular
much.
season.
Nothing.
I mean,
Okay.
that's
regular
Okay.
season.
Just
I
checking.
care more about Christmas Day because everybody's at home, everybody's
Exactly.
watching it. This is it. Like we all here. We love Christmas Day basketball. I was more keen on this game than any of the rest of them.
And we all sat here and say that the Lakers lost that game. It wasn't like the Clippers came out and smacked them in the mouth.
It was a for the most part, it was actually a really good game. Like I
Yeah,
said,
very
if
intense.
LeBron
Very
had
intense.
played like his normal stuff, the Lakers win that game by 10 plus.
For sure.
But he played like Dallas LeBron.
2011, I told y'all.
So it is what it is. Going off what you were saying, League, though, like the Lakers could lose. I can see the Clippers losing early, in all honesty. Like
Losing
y'all have-
early.
y'all have-
Second round?
I can see them
To
losing.
who? Bruh, we just beat the best team in the West. And like I said,
Didn't y'all just lose to Houston again?
yeah, we did. But I'm saying, like, that was.
And they went to the
we
rim
weren't
on
even-
y'all
we weren't
at
even,
will.
We weren't even, bro. Our first game with all of our guys was
Okay.
Wednesday.
Houston
But
didn't
let-
have Eric Gordon.
But Lee, you have to realize, like, throughout this entire pod, like the last like 10 pods, you've been firm. This regular season stuff don't matter.
Yeah.
Kawhi could take as many games off, like see us in the
Facts.
playoffs. You can't sit here and say now like we just beat the best team in the West in the regular season. So that means if
I
it
was
doesn't
just saying
mean
to
anything,
show for like future. I'm just saying for future potential. I'm not saying it means
but
anything.
it doesn't.
To
That's what I'm
Stampers.
saying. Like in the playoffs, it's gonna be a totally different game.
I
That's
know.
a fact.
Our guys, we got a team that knows that it's a different
You
game
got-
in the playoffs.
One guy that
We
knows
got
that?
two.
We got
I'm
two-
gonna give
I'll give
PG
you
the
Paul
hats
George.
off.
PG
He was
has
20, 23, 22
battling
battling with
in the
LeBron.
conference finals. Went to a game
Yeah.
7. Like
I'm not gonna
Didn't
slight
win.
PG.
he has experience. Like he's
Lou
been
Will and Pat, they got 2 on arguably the greatest team ever last year.
Okay.
That's experience, whether you want to cut it or not. I'm not gonna sit here and say like they definitively have enough to get past the Lakers.
It's a different, like I've said from jump.
The game's
Y'all
gonna
agree
slow
or disagree.
down.
There's a different mentality from being the hunted and being the hunter. It's 2 different mentalities.
there. Who on LA right now is the hunted? Besides LeBron,
Who's the hunted?
who's the
I'm
hunted
talking about the
right
Clippers.
now? You're
Like
saying
y'all
the
talking
Clippers
about
being the hunted.
Pat
Okay.
Bev. Like
Yeah.
last
I
year,
think
you was
this
the
isn't-
underdog of underdogs. This year, you
Pat
are
Bev
supposed
is
to win.
Pat Bev is always in hunter mode. That doesn't apply to him.
Okay.
Some of those guys that
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
We'll see.
They stay on hunter mode.
And that's what I'm saying. The makeup and the mentality of this Clippers team is totally different from general championship teams. Because mind you, the only person who won on that Clippers team, it wasn't like they won last year and they're trying to repeat.
One person.
It's Kawhi. And we all agree that like you take on the mentality of your best player 9 times out of 10 as an organization. Kawhi doesn't care. Like this is a totally different. Like this might be like an outlier between like the regular rules of being the hunted and the hunters.
I don't believe in outliers until they happen. That's just my mentality.
Let's show the rest of Christmas Day love. What you
All
got?
right. So we're going to flip it over to the East. Giannis went up against the 76ers. And I said Giannis because that's what it felt like.
That's what it always feels like.
That's what it felt like that day. But the Bucks played the 76ers, and it was ugly for the majority.
It wasn't a good game.
Was not a good game. I was very excited about this one. It did not live up to my expectations. But Giannis struggled throughout, and he pretty much said that this loss was needed.
You're gonna need some losses, yeah.
Yeah.
This loss was needed, but going back to our predictions, and me and Lee kind of tweeted this out real time. We was like, this is why we picked the Sixers, because they walled up Giannis.
I just want to give a brief pause. For like the last 3 pods, everybody been like, why did we pick the Sixers?
Yeah,
Blah,
we
blah,
did,
blah,
we
blah,
did,
blah.
we did, we
Y'all
did, we
just
did.
flip flop whenever y'all figure out y'all might be right.
I mean, but this is the one game where we was like, you know what?
It
the
showed
one matchup.
why when I said Philly would go, I envisioned this
Them
Philly.
playing like that.
Yeah.
And mind you, it's because of their best player, Joel Embiid.
Yeah, he
when
went
he has those
for
nights when it
stats.
doesn't.
Balled out.
What'd he go for?
He had like
He had 30 something.
And can we try to pull up our big man list? Because I can't remember if I put Embiid over Jokic. But
Nah, I
games,
definitely put Jokic
we
over
did.
Embiid.
We put
I
Embiid
put
over
Jokic-
Jokic.
I put Jokic over
and
Embiid.
games like that. And look at Jokic. Like people are begging him to play hard right now.
He's been playing better recently.
He has, but like
He got the
His
gate
team's still
slow,
winning, so.
but they're winning. They're winning,
In the
and
West,
and
like-
his style of play is completely different than Jokic. Like he's not just
They're
put me
two
on the low
different-
block or
but
just give me
Jokic
the
could
ball
not
and go.
do that. Jokic could not wall up on AD in a playoff series. No, you cannot ask Jokic to do that.
Nah,
In the
he's not doing that.
playoffs?
He's
In a
not
playoff,
doing
you
that.
cannot
He's not
ask
doing that.
Jokic
He's
to
not
just
doing
do
that.
what
He's not doing
Embiid
that.
did to
He's not doing that.
Giannis.
He's not
Stop
doing
it.
that.
Stop
Does
it.
he
He's
get-
not. He's not.
hold on,
He's not.
Stop
He's
it,
not doing that.
man.
He's not
Does he
doing
get
that.
Stop
Al
it.
Horford, Ben Simmons, and Tobias Harris?
Bruh, Joel was there one-on-one, bro. He was the point of
It was a
attack.
couple one-on-one
Did you
possessions,
watch
but
that
it's
game?
Did you
also a
see?
lot of
He
team
walled
defense.
up.
I mean, I can say
It's
this:
the
when
same
you're
thing
going
with
against
Toronto.
any great
That's
individual
my
player,
point.
you're always gonna face team defense. But
My point is, who
what was
is
the
your team
but
defender?
what was the shining
God,
star
no,
of that
no,
team
no, no,
defense
you
in that
gotta
moment?
stop. You gotta stop. You gotta
So
stop.
you telling me
You
you're
gotta
not-
stop.
Bruh,
you're gonna
Joel
get
at
left
certain
on
points in
one-on-one
time
if you're a great
literally
individual player?
was the
we watch-
one-on-one check for him.
But take into context what
There was
happened.
times where he didn't need like help, where he just
Yeah,
walled up and he
when
pulled the
Giannis
chair.
was already tired
No,
in the
from
third
jump, bro,
quarter.
from
and like,
jump.
come
Bruh.
on,
You the one
bro.
before the pod turned on talking about how Giannis was already hurt going into games. So now we're
Nah,
gonna give
yeah,
him
he
credit for
was.
being
He
hurt.
was,
I
but
said
he
if
was
you're on the
good.
court, you're playing.
Not
No,
him.
Yes.
So
If
yeah,
you're on the court, I
Giannis
don't care
was.
what you
Now
Giannis
you want to say, well, he beat up Giannis. So
He did no.
Hey,
I'm saying
Yay.
yes. Giannis,
Giannis came into the jump with a back injury,
He
correct?
was.
Don't care, he played.
Correct. Okay, but there's still he had to go out there and he had to do the job done. There's sometimes where elite players have beat up on guys still hurt.
yeah,
So
almost
Giannis,
like Kawhi in the finals. Oh, my ball, I said that out loud.
I ain't mad at it.
I don't know why you're
The
hating on the
Warriors
best
was getting
player
their
in the world
chips
right
playing
now.
people
Yeah,
that were hurt too.
because
Like,
they built their
it
dynasty
happens.
on
And mind you, I can say
2015.
this,
Yeah.
sometimes you're gonna have games where like you're gonna get the job done even if you're hurt. Kobe has won finals with broken everything on his
Joel
body.
could have easily went
So
out
like
there.
if you're out there and playing, I'm not gonna sit here and cut you slack for being anything. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is y'all looking at the game and it's very, very difficult to slight Giannis. Or not necessarily slight. I wouldn't say slight Giannis, but to give all this credit to just Joel.
I just said it's a team thing, but he was the shining
watched
star.
that game, and that was actually bullying. Like they ganged up on Giannis the entire game.
Bro, that's how you're gonna play.
You're gonna
it. Like,
have
you're
to
gonna
be
and they
physical
wore
like
him
that.
down.
But
You're gonna
as
have
a group.
to.
That was team defense as fullest.
But this is what
so
I'm saying.
Stop
If
giving,
I have to take my
stop
cap
giving
off to
Embiid
one person.
all
I
of that
give him-
credit.
Who give him all the credit? Did I just not say you go through team defense and you can pick the individual best player from that team defense and give him some credit?
How do we?
We can't
how
give
do we
him
start
credit
the
like that?
argument? How do we start the argument?
That was him. I said it. I gave the nod off.
I started it off, yes. I still said, if you go back and watch that game, there are possessions where Joel Embiid is the point of the attack of their defense regarding
But
Giannis.
team defense, that's
Yes.
the way you're going to play any
You know
great
what's
individual
crazy about
talent.
that? He wasn't giving Embiid that credit, but if I show him a video of Draymond locking up Damian, Kyrie
I mean,
for one
yeah.
possession, that don't matter.
Ah,
that
man.
don't matter.
Did we just full circle back to the
I
Draymond?
don't- yeah,
I'm
bro, I
just
don't know
like
what
he
the
picks and
argument.
chooses when that matters. That's my issue with
Joel
that.
Embiid, I feel like is a better defender. When he's locked in, can affect the game better on the defensive end than Draymond. Yes, I'm not saying Draymond was bad. I was only arguing that from the standpoint of when you try to act as if Draymond's a better defender than Kawhi. That was the only reason we were arguing that. I never said.
I do remember
I
that.
never,
At least that's how it started.
I never
don't
said
remember the
Draymond
details, though.
can't defend. I do think he's somewhat of an
League.
I do think he's an overrated defender, yes, but I didn't say. I said.
I can show you literally a video of him guarding 1 through 5 All-Stars.
Bro,
You're
yes,
like, oh,
and
he's
I know.
overrated.
I think you already sent that
He's
video in the chat.
overrated.
I know
Anyway,
the video.
No, but this
Go
is-
ahead. Go back to your
No,
answer.
this
yeah.
is the
But
individual point I was trying to make.
Okay.
With team, like with you have any great individual talent,
Yes.
9.999 times out of 10, you're not going to get locked by one player. What I'm trying to say is with Joel Embiid and the credit I'm giving him for that specific game, yes, great team defense. He was the best defender on the team during that great team defensive game. That's why I gave the nod to him.
And Giannis has
So-
to be prepared. You can't say like yes.
Because
Okay,
even with the Raptors last year in the
they
conference
walled.
finals,
People are gonna guard him. That bro.
I said that.
yeah, and you have Kawhi at the point of the attack, then he gets passed off to Siakam, and then he has to meet Mark at the rim. But we're still generally gonna give the nod to like whoever was the best defensive head of.
But
of
I
that
don't see
attack.
why. And that's my problem.
You don't see
What?
why?
I don't see why we have to do that. When we watched this game and we looked at this and we were like, no, this is the entire team. Like Al Horford is waiting, Ben Simmons is waiting, like Tobias Harris,
Narrative.
8?
Tobias.
8?
Giannis doesn't see Tobias.
But it's a big.
It's a
Yeah,
body,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
I feel you though. I
body.
feel you though.
Narrative.
Like,
It's a body. Like
we
you
all play
cannot
ball.
do
The
that.
worst thing you can do is have to fight through. You got one good defender in front of you. You got to cross him. Now
And
you
then you
beat
can beat
him.
somebody else,
Then
yeah.
somebody else who's just
It's
as big
great
as you. It's
team
like, what the
defense, but
Like, what is this? Like,
I feel you.
You got to
So-
do that. And then for Giannis, you literally have to do that the entire game or Milwaukee doesn't score.
right, and that's exactly what
But
we
that's
saw.
another
That's
thing
exactly what we
now-
saw.
another thing-
and we can't even say like, oh, this is a LeBron effect. Like he's trying to be LeBron and he's trying to like do this. He has no choice. This is LeBron in Cleveland.
What he
when he
needs
first
to
started.
do.
That's
honestly,
what it feels
what
like.
I'll say
when he
before-
first started, like Bron
This team is
pre-rings,
better.
like
That's what it
pre-Heat,
feels
this
like.
Is, no, this team's better than that
team is
team.
better than
better.
that.
Better.
Don't
But it
say
still
that.
feels
Don't
like
say
the
Still
that.
feels
And it
like
feels
that.
that way because, like I said, the league has become super like more talented now. Like there's talent getting wasted on the bench everywhere now. But we all said the Bucks need
better.
one more
You got
creator.
Chris Middleton.
It is.
Larry Hughes was all.
Oh, we gonna sit here
Larry
and say
Hughes was an all-star.
Larry Hughes was an all-star.
Chris was an
Mo
all-star.
Williams was an
Look
all-star.
at-
Hey, look at when he
we're
got
not
him.
gonna-
Mo
hey,
shouldn't have been in that. Don't do that,
we're
bro.
not-
We said Chris
no,
Middleton
no,
shouldn't be
no,
there.
Don't
We're
do
not gonna
that.
be
People
Mo
literally
Williams'
last year
Don't
said
do
Chris
that.
Middleton's not an all-star. He's only an all-star because Milwaukee's the 1 seed. That's literally what people were saying about Chris Middleton last year. So the same thing y'all said about Mo, we're saying about Chris. So
I'm not
really,
giving that. I'm not. No.
I'm just saying.
Chris
I'm not
is
even
better-
gonna argue. I'm
Chris
not even gonna sit here
Middleton
and
is
argue
better
that
than
one.
Mo Williams.
Is he better than Larry Hughes? Because Larry Hughes was a great two-way player for
Bro, when
3-4
they
years
had
straight.
they had Larry towards the end of that, bro. When he was in those all, he was not an all-star when he was with Cleveland. You gonna say that just to say, look at Larry Hughes, but you're taking what prime Larry did. That wasn't what prime Larry years did not happen when he was on those Cleveland teams.
All I'm saying is the context of what was taking place and the similarities in terms of the roster.
Those teams are not the same. This team is
this Bucks
way
team-
better.
this Bucks team
like I
is
said,
better
I
surrounded with
personally
Giannis.
would say
This
the
team was
Bucks
just
team
up
is better.
2-0 in
It's
a
better for
conference
Giannis
finals.
than that Cavs team was better for Bron.
Yeah, I can definitely say
Yeah,
that.
that's why I was asking which
I can,
Cavs then.
But you can definitely see the similarities in
Yeah.
those rosters.
And that's what I kept saying. Even in the summertime, I was like, they just need to bring in one more shot creator. Somebody who can really get their own when in times where Giannis is getting walled up by a whole mob and
But
he's
the
always
thing
the
is,
focus, somebody else can
The
get
thing
theirs.
is, honestly, they have a roster that can do it. I feel like Milwaukee has been, bro. They were up 2-0 for a reason. Like
Who's
they have.
missing?
Honestly,
missing?
I think it's guys stepping up, and I think also it's Giannis changing slightly his way of getting his buckets. Still, you can do your come straight down the lane and attack, but bro, he's gonna have to develop a post game. He's gonna have to do that because teams are gonna wall up every single
Against
time.
LA. He showed post game against LA a little bit.
He's going to have to do, because, bro, if you come down every single time, teams are going to just wall up like that. You're going to have to get it from another angle, draw doubles that way. So either you're scoring over the top in these post-ups or you're kicking out to your shooters.
But
and that's
you're
guys
missing-
stepping
but
up.
you're-
They don't need
I
another
agree.
piece.
I agree. Guys need to step up. But you still have to take into account Malcolm Brogdon, who is playing like
Good Lord, he was playing amazing.
Bro, that
that
might
was
be
their
the
fault.
biggest.
They acted
playing-
like-
is my
Because
sleeper.
mind you,
Who
he
I
said
don't
it.
care.
No, yeah,
if Dick
I'ma
Dolan
step this.
Depot's healthy, they might come out the East.
But-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
I'm
stay,
step
but
in
stay
with
on
this,
top.
Brian,
Stay on-
because you
stay with me.
definitely
Stay with me.
did
Stay
say
with me.
it
Stay
on
with
my
me. But Malcolm Brogdon, who is playing like a sleeper of an
All-star
all-star,
pick.
playing like a sleeper of an all-star, is over in Indiana right now. And then you take
That's
into
not the same team. Yeah.
And then you take into account. I don't care what anyone says.
Ooh.
Eric Bledsoe
Tell it. Say
hurt.
it. Say it.
He didn't
was
play.
missing.
That's your-
You mean the other
that's
day?
your-
Right, yeah.
He didn't play.
That's what I
He
was just
didn't
saying.
play.
Guys
So-
stepping up.
so-
Guys
He
stepping
didn't
up.
play.
He didn't.
But yeah,
He was hurt.
but-
No, he was hurt.
I
didn't-
know,
he
but I'm
was-
saying
was-
he will
he was
come
in a
back though.
uniform.
I'm talking about. I'm thinking down the line when they get to the playoffs.
But now look at what you're asking. So we're watching this game for Christmas Day, and we're looking at what took place. You have on the floor right now Dante DiVincenzo, who granted young but still trying to figure his way out.
He's gonna be all right.
He is going
He's
to be
gonna
all
be
right,
all
but
right.
He's gonna be a
he's
solid player.
he ain't all that yet. He ain't hit his prime yet. Chris Middleton, who
He
played-
needs to step up.
played
He's one of those earn your bread,
decent.
earn your bread, Chris. But with his bread, he shouldn't be playing decent.
But this is what I'm saying. The
Chris
reason he
Middleton
got
had
that.
31. Like,
And I'm saying he just needs to do that. There's always in those playoff series. There's
he
always
just
one.
needs to become a 30-point scorer.
Not all the time, but I'm saying there's always 1 to 2 playoff games he has in series, and they're just duds, and they don't help. I'm saying those are the ones that
Everybody
he has to
has
put out.
those. Like,
Keep going, keep
everybody
going,
has
keep going.
those.
All I'm saying is when we looked at Milwaukee and we looked at the way they played in terms of what was there on the court, and when Giannis stepped off of the court, there was nothing there.
Right.
And then you look at when he was on the court. I don't care if he's posting up or not. Y'all say he should post up more. That doesn't mean a thing. That doesn't mean a thing. You still got 4 guys waiting on you at the rim.
But no,
It doesn't
it's
matter where.
different.
It doesn't
It's
matter where
different
you
when
are
you're
on the
posting.
court.
When
It
you-
does
well,
not
I can see
matter
No, it's not.
where
No,
you
it's
are
not.
on the court.
It's different when you're
it gets into the
posting,
post,
no,
the
bruh.
whole offensive scheme and defensive schemes change. That's why when you're going in
If
the
guys
post,
are not hitting shots, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to be
yeah,
waiting on you.
You're right.
Well,
You
and
gotta
that's-
do
but
it.
that's
I think
guys
you gotta step
stepping
up.
up. That's why I
that's
said guys stepping
though.
up.
Yeah, that's
So
guys stepping up.
I agree with Leak on this one a little bit. Giannis has to find easier ways to get his points simply because, one, him trying to run through everybody.
That's gonna tire
It's-
him out.
it's-
tiring.
Of course, it's gassing him out.
It's gassing
And
him
we
out.
watched that.
So him posting up, like I said, him hitting the threes against LA. It was like, oh, wow, he didn't have to run through LeBron, AD, and Dwight Howard for that possession. Like, yeah, it must feel good. Like, it's the idea of getting easier shots for yourself, which if he does and he shows that ability, it's going to force the defense to say, okay, we are going to have to do something different. When he posts up on the block, we're going to have to double team. There was a couple times he posted up, they didn't double team. They left Al Horford on the island because they felt like they don't trust Giannis's post-up game. Just like nobody still trusts his three-point game, even though he's actually hitting at a decent percentage this year. They're going to make him prove he can do these things at a super high level before they change their scheme to benefit. So I agree. He's got to find different ways to score. But he's still amazing.
He's still amazing, and that's the thing. Like, he just needs to add one more thing, and I think analytics is so pushing 3-point. I think long term, because he's not going to become a knockdown, like, dead-eye 3-point shooter this year. And I feel like schematically, like, Giannis shooting threes, I will live with that. And even if he's hitting, because if he just is knocking down trays, we were going to lose that game. We were going to.
Yeah.
He's unguardable. Like that game against
When
the
he
Lakers.
hit those 5 trades against us, I was just like, well.
And the scariest part about it wasn't even that, okay, so he hit those threes. That's crazy. There was a possession after all of those trades late in the game. AD's guarding him. He shot fake. AD had to rise up. He ripped through. He just fouled him to not give up the dunk. But if guys have to now respect his shot fake from 20 feet away, and you might have to come up out of your stance, like there's nothing you can do with him now. But if he's jacking those as a team, I'm going to say I'm going to let him shoot those. Because there's going to be some games he might hit, but there's going to be more games than not probably now in a playoff series where I feel like he won't hit. And if he's having games like this where he's shooting more threes than foul shots, that's bad for Milwaukee.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I think the thing that I'm focused on, or the part that I feel like we're not giving credit to, is the fact that Philadelphia is the best matchup for him. He's gonna go get those numbers any way he wants to on everybody else in the East.
But I think that's why we picked Philly. Because when
So,
we picked Philly, we thought
we all said
specifically they're gonna have to go through the Bucks, and that's the best team in the East to match up against them.
So I think he could do that on the Western teams too. Like he could do whatever he wants to on the
maybe
West.
LA, the Lakers, like that's the only team that might have the bodies at the rim that could slow him down a little bit.
So
I mean,
I guess the thing I'm having an issue with is like, oh, Giannis has to change his game so much. Giannis has changed his game so much. When I'm actually looking at this situation, it's like he does need to tweak it, but
so you know
he's missing people. Like he misses Malcolm Brogdon. He is missing he's missing these guys.
I said they need a piece. They need one more piece.
I really think that's the issue right now. And I really think, and after watching this game, I don't know I think it was you. No matter what happens, he's out. I think it was TK said it. No matter what happens, he's gone.
Oh, Giannis?
I think this
doesn't result in
I think this
at least
was that
a finals
moment.
appearance.
I think this was that moment. Laying an egg on Christmas Day. He's one of the biggest competitors we have in the league. Probably second to Russ. Like, he's gone. I think he made that decision up in his mind that day.
I think it's so much. If he gets to the finals, it might change. I don't got him getting to the finals because I picked Philly. But if he gets to the finals, and even if they lose, he might be considering to stay. But if they don't, bare minimum, if he doesn't get to the finals, it's a wrap. You might as well say Leak was right because he's dipping. I ain't saying he's going to the Heat, but
he's going to a big city.
Yeah.
So I
think he's going to a major market.
Let's look at the big markets out there. He's not going to the Knicks unless they get Masai Ujiri. That's the only shot.
I mean, I could say, ooh, what if it does happen and he ends up with the Warriors?
That's what I'm saying. That's another option.
Because if they do trade him, that would be the most they can get back.
They now the Warriors
you'll get D'Lo
and James Wiseman,
and then whatever else you want, really.
But I don't
outside
think
of the Splash Bros.
We
have owners that are willing to pay the luxury tax infinitely.
Who else though on the Warriors is worth giving up though?
I mean, D'Lo in the #1 pick is.
That's a lot. That's a lot. But does that get you Giannis? Does that get Giannis?
You could throw in Pascal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if
I'll throw in Eric Pascal if it gets me Giannis.
You can ask for whatever you want to ask for.
Yeah,
I think that's a solid. I think Milwaukee #1 pick.
Because I can say this. I think Giannis might bring in a better trade package than what AD got with New Orleans. And I'm not saying it's going to be significantly better, but he would make that draw.
It would at least let Milwaukee know what the bar is.
Lakers were desperate.
Who would they trade?
They were, but it's still... I mean, the asking price for other places was really high, too.
New Orleans knew that the Lakers were desperate, and they kind of fleeced them.
I'm not going to say they fleeced them.
I ain't going to say that.
I think it came out. I thought it was a decent trade.
I think both sides won.
Now, if AD rocks, then God. Yeah. But if AD re-signs on a max, bro, like I still pick the Lakers winning that.
If they lose early, this free agency is going to be interesting.
What if AD actually rocks? All right, we're getting off topic with that one. Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much it on the Sixers and the Bucks games.
Yeah. Shout out Giannis still top 4.
That's a 7-game series. It looks like.
Yeah.
Should be.
7-game series.
Philly win.
Ooh, Joel hits the game winner, game 7.
Ben Simmons hit the game winner from
corner 3. Oh, stop.
Oh, God.
I would love it.
Yo, I throw my remote through the TV if I see that.
I would be weak.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about your Rockets, man.
Let's talk about them, man, because I sat
your
there.
baby Thunder?
My baby Thunder did not show up. And I was highly disappointed.
That's not
but
the
at
word
the same
for it.
time,
That's not the word for it. It was disgusting what we saw.
It was.
It was great.
But I also, at some points, found myself rooting for Golden State. Like
They're a lovable team.
I just started rooting for them
They've always
somewhere around
been a
the
lovable
second quarter.
team.
Like I don't know what happened. I was like what's happening? Look at the ball movement. Look at Damian Lee. Like I was just eating up the whole
because
thing.
their style of play, like even when they were the quote unquote villains, nobody truly hated watching the Warriors win.
That's not true.
That's not
That's
true.
not
Bro, no.
I know people.
I didn't like
literally
watching them.
I was in a parking lot with coaches last night in Henrico, and I think I was the only one who was like, "Yo, I still really like the Warriors." They were like, "No, we hate the Warriors. They all look like a bunch of guys that punch in the face and be able to walk off again."
That's hating. That's all that is. If
That's
you're a
my
fan of
point. They
basketball,
hate the Warriors.
if you're a fan of basketball, you can't sit there and just be like,
Yo.
you know what? I don't like this.
They don't like them.
It's beautiful. That's just hating. Like I can
And people have been out here doing it, bro.
Yeah.
People
I
been
can
out
sit here and be like, you know what? Forrest Gump was a trash movie. I'm lying. I'll just be hating. I'll just be hating. I don't care if somebody's just out here hating. If you love basketball, you
Keith,
love
are you
it.
shaking your head because you agree or disagree?
Okay. I thought he said Forrest Gump was a trash
I was
movie. We about to have a
whoa, whoa,
moment.
whoa.
Hating. We about to bring you over here.
You see what I mean?
I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm telling you though, there are people who literally can't stand the Warriors.
And I don't care about those people's opinions. Like, realistically, you're not going to get anything worth a conversation out of people who can't see past their own dislike of a team because their team was beating their team for 5 years straight.
I feel you.
All right, so Christmas Day, the Rockets lose to
Depleted.
shell
Just
of a
depleted.
Warriors
Let's just
team.
use a nice word.
116 to 104. Damian Lee dropped 17 and a half, finished the game with 22.
Can we talk about what Russ do? Let's just get straight
I
into the
I ain't got the
nasty.
stat. I ain't got the stats from me. I got the article in front of me. Brian, find the stats for me.
Yeah, stat man.
Here we go. Box score. Man, Russell Westbrook on the game went 11 for 32. Over 8 from 3. 4 turnovers. 5 personal fouls.
Woo.
Did have 5 assists, 12 rebounds. You know, doing Russ things. He did go 8 for 8 from the free throw line, though. Good job, Russ. James Harden kind of did what he was supposed to do. 9 of 18 from the field, 24 points, 11 assists. Did what he was supposed to do. You know, nobody else showed up, though. Daniel House showed up. My fault. 18 points.
I mean, who else can show up when Russ is taking 32 shots and shooting at that clip?
I watched this game, and before it started, I was like, I'm gonna be entertained. This is gonna be great.
You're gonna be entertained, all right.
Harden's gonna go get 80.
You were entertained, all right.
Harden's gonna go
You
get
did
80.
tweet that.
Like, I can honestly believe Steve Kerr went into the locker room and wrote on the board, ignore Russell Westbrook. Because that's all they did. They literally just said, we are not going to guard Russell Westbrook.
No, Russell played them out of their game, out of that game. Like he really, man, Russell. It just seems like whatever team he's on, he's doing the other team a favor. Like when they played the Jazz, he was doing them favors.
Yo, the Heat in the finals?
Bro, they in the finals. Who they play last year? Portland? He was ducking work from Dame. Yo, Russ does a. Remember when he said Pat Bev ain't really doing nothing out there, man? He's just running around.
Yeah.
He
Yo,
tricking y'all.
Russ, you
you're
have a lot of
just- you're
energy,
just
but
running
you're not
around,
really
bro.
doing
Tricking y'all,
anything.
man.
You just have a really high usage rate for somebody who's actually playing below average.
I've said
And this
that.
is why he's on the trade block.
Yeah.
There are rumors he's
Yep.
on the
Trade
trade
him,
block.
trade him,
and
trade him,
I-
trade him, trade him, trade him,
I
trade him, trade him.
find it hilarious.
Where?
Oh my God,
where,
nobody wants him.
Where would Russ
Nobody wants him
go?
with that contract either.
Who would want him?
I wouldn't.
Nowhere. No.
Orlando, maybe?
Back to OKC. I
No.
don't know. It's nasty.
Hey, Orlando. I ain't gonna get no stars.
Get
It
Evan,
would have to
get
be-
like Evan
yeah.
Fournier, Terrence Ross, like
That could help James.
it would help James.
But
I
now
don't- it
James
wouldn't make
is
him a
super
contender,
dolo,
though.
yeah. But James would be super dolo now.
That is James. That is James Harden trying to go AI.
Again.
And you're not getting through the West like that. Especially with the way James plays in the playoffs.
Can you get another superstar back?
I'm not giving up a superstar. I'm not giving up one of my superstars for Russell Westbrook. No.
The only other team I think I'm trying to think. The only other team that wants to move a superstar is what? Like
There's no real superstars on the market.
Yeah.
No.
Like Brad Bill was on for a half a second, but it seemed like they just died down on that after he re-signed. They felt like, we can
And
explore our options
I think
later.
he just got hurt.
Blake,
He's playing like trash.
but that's the only superstar on the move.
he's not even a superstar at this point. He's just
But
an all-star.
He's the only
He dropped
contract
down,
that
Yeah,
matches.
I mean the contracts will work, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. I watched that game,
Yo, shout out to the Warriors though. They won 4 in a row.
and
Bro, they still play a
Yeah.
great style
They
of
beat
basketball.
Phoenix last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came back. They was down.
Shout out
double digits
D'Lo.
going into the fourth.
and
I mean, Phoenix is on like a 7-game losing streak,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, they're coming right back.
They came back
to
to
earth.
earth.
I told y'all.
Them and Minnesota. Came back to
Sacramento's
earth.
about to
They
come back to
bounced
earth too, though. They got a lot.
They've lost 5 straight.
De'Aaron just got hurt again. Marvin got hurt. They taking Buddy
this
late.
is a wash
They
of the
taking
season.
Buddy
I
out of
can
the
admit
games
to that.
late.
But that was due to injuries, and I'm sad because like I was really high on the Kings, and I really
And
wish
stop
I could
blaming
see
Luke Walton. Jesus Christ, the whole team is hurt.
I ain't
Why
slander
is it-
Luke in a while.
But they're not. But they're him not playing Buddy. That's OD. Y'all just paid this man.
I don't
Why
know
are
the
you
whole story behind
snatching
that,
it?
so I can't.
I was reading up on that, and I was watching him against Minnesota. He had like messed up. They're playing like San Antonio. He defensive labs did cost him the game, and then after that, like he's just been giving them little minutes in the fourth, and it's like, bruh, we just gave this dude bread. Like that's even bad on any level of
I
basketball.
got you.
Yeah.
If this is
Yeah,
supposed to be your
that's
star.
No, you paid him. You got to play
He's
him.
not supposed to be a star. He's supposed
But
to be
you
the
paid
third.
him.
But we just paid
You
this
paid
guy,
him.
and then we're
Third
not paying him playing him in the fourth.
I feel you.
One team,
Especially when your two are
Yeah.
injured.
Or-
Yeah.
I'm
one
with
team,
you on that.
one team that I was quiet about though, and I should have been more vocal about thinking they're going to be all right. OKC is a 7 seed right now.
yeah, and it's looking like
Shout out Chris Paul, better basketball player than Russell Westbrook.
and it's looking like they're gonna hold pat.
Both
for
losers.
for the season.
I think they
You
are.
said they were gonna do
They don't have a
what?
choice.
They're gonna hold pat
No,
for the season.
it sounds
and
like
just-
nobody wants Chris.
It's not
It's
that
the
nobody-
it's the
that
contract, bro. It's
So
that
nobody
contract.
wants Chris.
No,
Everybody want Chris.
people
Nobody
would
wants
love
to
to
pay
have
him
Chris.
that.
But you have to take Chris with the contract.
You're right. You're right. I can see what you mean,
Yo,
but
real
like
talk.
people would love to have Chris. It's just they can't have Chris.
Yeah.
I would love Chris Paul so much if he would take the buyout.
Nah.
Nah.
No. He can't.
40 and
Isn't he like the
He's the
president of the Players
president of-
Association?
I know he can't.
He takes the
I'm
buyout.
saying I know he can't. I'm just saying I would
he
love
literally
him so
can't.
Nah,
much.
bro. Everybody would
Yeah.
hate Chris.
Yeah,
Like
he was set-
everybody hates Chris if he does that.
He
I
was
would love
set.
him.
He was set
I
back.
know he can't. I know it's not gonna happen. I'm just saying.
If
I would
anything,
love
he got to
him
go
so
in there and
much.
ask for more money.
Facts.
He's the one person in the league that cannot take a cut.
I agree. Hey, I get it. I know it's not going to happen. I'm just saying I would love Chris so much if he would just take the buyout because I just want to see him win one.
He ain't
Do I
getting no
want to
ring.
see
He
him
doesn't
win one?
deserve to get a
Yeah, I
ring
would
at
say
this
he's not one
point.
somebody I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
why
I
doesn't
really
he
want
deserve
him.
to
He's
win
had
one?
enough chances.
Win.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We've done this before.
Yeah,
we've
we're
done
not.
this before.
He's a
Does,
loser.
can San Antonio get back, and can they get Portland
Only
for
a
that
game and a
8?
half out.
so
They're only a game behind now. Can
But San Antonio's gonna fight. I
Can
can
they
say
get
this: if San
Portland?
Antonio makes the playoffs this year, good God, like take my hat
Sacramento's
off
still
the
in it.
ball.
Like,
Huh?
Sacramento technically still in it. Like, they're only 2 games back.
I
We're
felt,
only like 30 games into the season.
Exactly.
we done with the Warriors.
Man, shout out the Warriors.
shout
man.
out to they're gonna be scary, bro, because they're Steph and Clay are just chilling right now.
Can we?
Next year,
Can we?
Yeah.
y'all might not want to see them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Clippers might not want to see
Bro,
them.
I was thinking
Nobody
about that.
wants-
I was
nobody
thinking
does.
about that.
Nobody, bro.
But this is honestly why I feel as if I thought about that. I was like, yo, I think I told you, I was like, could the Splash Bros in the new decade be better than the quote unquote, what I call them, the Strap Bros?
The Strap Bros.
Yeah,
something
with
like
Kawhi
that.
and PG.
I didn't like
Yeah,
that name.
It was
when
whack.
you-
It was super whack. I was trying to think of a name.
The
but
Clamp
That's not
Cousins.
good. That's not good at all.
I don't know.
That's
I
not good
That
at
name
all.
is nasty.
It was very-
I didn't like it.
Right,
I didn't like
right,
it.
right.
I didn't
That
like
is
it.
not good
But
at all.
I feel like those two guys matching up, I'm going to give the edge to the Clips because they're going to try Steph on the other end. Consistently.
With who?
With Lou. The whole
Who
game.
Lou guarding in this scenario?
Lou's gonna guard Steph. Neither of them gonna guard.
But you're giving up a
Y'all
lot.
are tripping,
You're
bro.
giving
Y'all
up a
are
lot.
tripping,
You're
bro.
giving up a
Because we
lot.
still
You're
have
giving up a
Pat.
lot.
We still have
Well,
Pat.
Pat's
Y'all
gonna
are
have to
tripping.
go on.
Y'all are tripping.
You just said
guarding
Lou,
Steph.
yeah.
Who's Pat guarding in?
No, I'm saying when Lou's not in the game, Pat's gonna be in the game. If we needed to get stops, Pat's in the game.
Okay.
Bro, Steph is lighting
Okay,
Lou up.
okay,
You know that,
okay.
right?
That ain't what you
Like, it's not a
said.
fair
Then
trade.
Then we
Like,
can
that
put
ain't what
somebody
you
else
said.
in, bro.
Yeah, it's not a
We
fair
will
trade
beat
at
the
all.
Warriors
Yeah.
next year. Unless they get Giannis, they will beat the Warriors next year.
I'm glad.
Unless they get
Y'all gotta
Giannis.
make sure y'all win this year.
I'm glad
They
you
will.
cleared that up.
They
you
will.
definitely said Lou is guarding Steph Curry, and
Yeah.
I was like,
we all looked at you like, oh,
Steph gonna average
Steph
40
going
that
for
series.
50.
He's averaging 40 that series. But seeing like the stuff that we saw the other night on Christmas is the reason why at the beginning of the season, that's the stuff I was seeing. I was like, if you just insert Clay, not Clay, in the playoffs and Clay if he got back.
Right.
And Steph, That was a little taste of what I was like envisioning on Christmas Day.
No, I
So
agree.
now we can all sit here and say like next year we wouldn't be surprised if they're right back in the finals.
We
They're
did
missing the best point guard in the league and our top
One of the
three
top
twos
two.
are
One of the
ours.
top two guards.
Arguably the second best two guard in the league.
Like Golden State this year has probably been outside of maybe Toronto now, but they've probably been the most injury ravaged team this season.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking about Steph and Clay. We're talking about
Everybody, bro.
Everybody, Mark.
Dre got hurt at
Dre
one
got
point.
hurt. Pascal
D'Lo
got
had
hurt.
missed games.
Willie Cauley-Stein was
Alec
hurt
Burks
at the beginning
came
of
into the season, didn't play.
Alec Burks, like
Bro, half the team was from the G League at one point.
so.
No disrespect
Jacob
to those
Evans,
guys,
who's
but
now
still.
getting minutes for them. Got
They've
hurt early in
played
the
8.
season.
They've had games. They've played 8 guys.
So seeing this roster now, like I said, I honestly wish we could have seen this whole roster at full strength because I think they would have been a really good team. This
Especially
year.
like if, and mind you, Clay's not the type of person. Well, everybody needs games to get ready for something,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But Clay is somebody you can literally insert on any NBA team right now, and instantly he can start and make you and
Clay
give you
is-
so much productivity
Clay-
just by the way he plays.
Clay is the one option. He's the number one option.
He could be. Like my thing this year for them and next year is D'Lo. Like we're seeing flashes of it now because since he's come back, that's when they've taken off. Like he
Right.
single-handedly can carry an offense.
Yeah.
He's showing that. So and
And he settled down a little bit.
Yeah, he's
Draymond
finding his
spoke about
rhythm.
that in an interview. He was like, he wanted it too bad.
But he's
in
like
certain
22.
moments. And
Yeah.
he just wanted to fit in so bad with this team. I think he wants to stay.
yeah, I think he wants to be there.
No, but that's because he even said it in an interview. Because mind you, he picked this team over the Timberwolves team
Yep.
because that was the initial
Great
trade
decision.
was going to happen.
Great
I
decision.
think they were going to send like Wiggs and somebody else over, and then he didn't even realize Golden State was an option.
Yeah.
And then when they got the call from Golden State, then they were like, "Oh, would you like resign and go here?" His eyes lit up like I didn't know that was even a possibility.
I mean,
So
He wants to be the third splash, bro.
like real talk, they walk into next year. Like I said, if they don't get Giannis, if they walk into next year with Steph, D'Lo, Clay at the 3,
Dre.
Draymond at the 4,
And
and
Willie
James
Cauley-
Wiseman at the 5.
Oh, James, I keep
Yeah.
forgetting about the pick they're
That
gonna
is
have.
a team, and then you're talking about if you keep these pieces off the bench, Pascal, Jordan Poole. I
Yeah,
would love
that's
to
a
see them bring
playoff
Alec
team for
Burks
sure.
back.
That's a
I
playoff
don't think- That's a
team.
contender.
But that's an NBA Finals contending team right there. You can't tell me if you have the
That's better than
the
yeah.
the
that's
best
better
point.
contender.
Bro,
that's on par with their first championship team.
Exactly.
That's better than their
right back
first
to what they
championship
were.
team.
I'm
Hey,
not gonna go that far.
that
slow down.
2015 team.
Slow down.
That team was
I'm gonna take the
that
team
down.
that
Nah,
we
because
just
that
spoke of
team,
next
that
year, bro.
2015 team was
Slow
like,
down. The only
Wait,
difference is they were
I am
veterans.
forgetting about the
Iggy,
tremendous bench
Sean
they did
Livingston,
have.
Bogut.
Yeah, I spoke too soon.
Barbosa.
That team was
the
good.
first
I
5
don't
is
know,
solid. The
bro.
Mo
first
Buckets
5
was on that roster, I
I
think.
mean, I would say like the first 8 or something. You keep Pascal, Jordan Poole, even the boy, the rookie that they played last night, Alan
Similgic.
Yeah.
It's
I
like a
can't
big,
pronounce
right?
it.
Huh?
Yeah.
He's like a 6'9",
Yeah,
6'10" European.
yeah.
He's actually really athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna work him into rotation. I want them to keep Kyle Bowman.
You know what?
so
I'ma still say it. I
that
think-
boy can play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bowman can play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still say it though. I think this team is better than the 2015, specifically because I think this Steph and Clay they only got better. So I'm gonna say it like that.
Top to bottom, that 2015 is crazy.
It's crazy, but like
Yeah.
this
But-
one's more top heavy, but the top is, you know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah.
2015, Stephen didn't have a unanimous MVP. He didn't throw up 400 threes in the season. Like his
I
game
think he threw up like
has
380.
advanced. Nah, in 2015 he threw up 380. Definitely didn't throw up 380.
He threw up. He had a stupid amount both.
It won't
years.
nowhere near
Those
4.
first
It
2
won't
years.
nowhere near
Sure
4.
about that?
I'd be willing to put money on that. We would have.
How much money you want to put on it? I'm about to scroll down. How much you want to put on it?
How? What's the joint?
You
What's
say
the?
3.
I said 380.
You say 380. What's your number?
I'm just gonna go under 380.
Under 380.
He played the field. That's not
that's not fair.
But if I have to give her a number, I think it was probably close to like 305. I don't think it was really like. I think if he was really close to 4, bro, it would have been bananas. So maybe I just was quiet on the airwaves, but what was his 3-pointers?
What year was that?
I wanna go
2015.
at least 350.
286.
I told y'all, bro. Like, do you realize when he was going for 400, the hype around that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
If he was going for nearly anything near 400 in 2015, bro, it would have been a wrap. It would have been a wrap.
He got 354 last year.
Ah, man, so this is proves I'm never wrong.
I still think they need to. Now, once you talked about throwing Pascal in it, I'll give
I'll do all that,
D'Angelo,
yeah.
Wiseman, the bench.
You can have anything but my core.
Yeah.
My 3 pieces in core.
We'll sign guys. But if we got Clay, Steph, Draymond, Giannis, oh my gosh, We just went
Y'all
back.
ain't winning.
We just yeah.
Y'all
I
can
know.
throw me off the bench.
I will get back in shape.
Throw me off the bench, dog. If you're telling me I just have to pass to one of these 4 guys on the
I think for the sake,
What?
I think if the league found out that trade was trying to be made, I think
David
everybody,
Stern's not the commissioner,
everybody
bro.
would call Milwaukee and be like, "Yo, if you accept this trade, you know you're about to throw us like 3 years in reverse, right? You're about to throw the whole league right."
But the beautiful thing
And-
about
and
it
now
is
Milwaukee,
that
I
might
say,
be the
make a better offer.
that might be the best offer they can get. You're
Make a
telling me
better
a
offer.
young up and coming superstar in D'Angelo Russell, the #1 pick, and then whatever other pieces you want to snatch from him, you could take 2 more picks if you want. You could whatever. If Giannis is willing to re-sign in Golden State, you can have anything except those 3 guys.
So we're basically calling it. So it sounds like
I don't think any other team has enough to package an offer to
because
compete
they
with
can
that.
offer
I'm
him
not
that
saying
joint
that.
this
I don't
summer.
think that happens.
There's too much can change between now and then.
I'm not saying that.
It depends on when the draft is.
But if they get the #1
But
pick,
it
it's a
depends
lot.
on when
If
they
Giannis
can,
wants to rock.
when the draft and when they can offer Giannis the max. Because, like Tamon said, let's say they don't even make the finals, or let's say they make it and still lose. Whenever Milwaukee offers that contract to him, that's going to be the max bread regardless. So the moment he says no, now you know what I'm saying. The trade watch is on.
Yeah. Shout out to Golden State, man. Shout out to Golden State. We see y'all, man. We see y'all. Y'all have
One of the
wait to see
best
y'all
sports
fully healthy again.
organizations.
Right.
I can't wait to see y'all fully healthy again.
All right, the last Christmas Day we're gonna talk about. Oh no, we can talk about all of them.
We don't need to talk about all these games.
What was
sure?
the other game?
Nobody
I don't want
cares.
to talk
Nobody
about the
cares.
Nobody cares
Pelicans.
about Toronto.
Don't
They
care
were
about
all
Boston?
hurt.
Yeah.
All right, we
I
can
don't-
talk about Boston. I want to see what do y'all feel about how they're gonna do. Because I mean, the East is packed right now. Do y'all still see Boston like actually competing?
I've said from jump, they're just one piece away. They need a big. If they get a big, they're a legit contender.
All right.
That's
Fair.
all. I've said that from jump.
So
Fair.
Jaylen Brown's back-to-back 30.
I'm gonna say this about Jaylen Brown too, because I haven't been disrespecting Jaylen Brown, but I definitely haven't been giving him nearly enough credit as I should.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown has been looking like, I don't know. I think it was maybe I was talking to you, Brian, when we were talking about you said maybe we're just falling in love with the way Jason Tatum plays.
Yeah,
But Jaylen Brown might actually be the better player.
I did say that.
I shut that down immediately. I'm going to backtrack and say there's an argument there. Jaylen Brown, tremendous. He's on the boards. He plays defense. The way he scores his points as well. He could do it inside, outside. He's looking like he's developing a bag like of actual go-to tricks. I can't say all too much that separates Jaylen and Jason other than the fact that Jason's game is just so smooth.
Yeah.
But as of right now, like I said, I didn't disrespect Jaylen Brown in any kind of way, but I definitely didn't give him the
I
props he
looked at
needed.
Jaylen Brown and I looked at Jason Tatum, and I was like, Gordon Hayward could walk away right now.
He could.
Gordon is balling. though.
He's balling.
Especially
He's
before he got
balling.
hurt. But now coming off the injury too,
But-
he's back to it.
He is, and I'm not saying that he's
I
not
honestly think
playing
that's
well.
what makes them the most dangerous. Like they legit can
They're-
line up 3, 6, 8 guys. And
Yeah.
Like, yo, any
But-
of them will give you work.
The question is though, and it's gonna be on their big. They're gonna need a big that can defend.
They're gonna need an athletic big.
Because when you have their best bet is unleashing a certain amount of firepower with Kemba, Tatum, Jalen, Gordon, and you can have Theus or Enes Kanter at that 5 spot, but like they're gonna have a lot of firepower, but on the defensive end, like Kemba's already small, Tatum's not known for guarding, Gordon's
Tatum's actually playing really good defense this year.
Tatum, he's playing better than before, but like we only got one legitimate defender on that perimeter in Jaylen
Brown.
that we know is gonna.
Tatum is a good defender. Stop sliding.
But he wouldn't be on the perimeter as much. He was probably slide down to
Somebody
the
said
four.
they guard the
Jalen
four.
on the 4. They're
So
gonna
put
put
Jalen-
Jalen.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
So
okay,
then who are
yeah, I
you
can
gonna
see
put
that.
on another team's best perimeter guy then?
You're probably gonna put either Tatum or Gordon Hayward. Gordon
I
Hayward
think you're
has
rolling the
been a
dice with
decent
that.
Defender. He's always been a legit good defender.
Decent.
He hasn't been great.
Yeah, he's
but
been
he's a pretty
decent.
good
But
defender.
in those aspects, especially playoffs, sometimes that's not enough.
And we're still
Like-
leaving out Marcus Smart as well. Who will
I
probably
keep-
be on the
yeah,
floor. in the
I
summer.
But
keep-
you're gonna
yeah.
have to take somebody.
So one of those guys
You know
is
what I mean?
coming
Somebody
out.
gotta go.
So, yeah.
It's a rotate.
So I think like you said, they're just a big away. The Eastern Conference, man. I told you this is the best it's been in a minute.
Yeah, I
And
swallow
like
those
you said,
words,
Indiana
bro.
is Vic coming back.
They're
from,
one Vic away from making
Yeah.
everything pop.
Yo,
They're shaking
And
it
they
all
said
over.
January for him. They said
yeah, they saying late
Nah, they're saying
January. They said late January, early February.
And he's coming back at a good time because like he doesn't have to rush in. It's like, bro, you only gonna play 2 months. Just make sure by April you're ready to go.
Yeah.
For
we're
real,
gonna
for
hit a
real.
groove.
They're right.
Indiana's just scared people. I'm sorry.
So right now the top 8 in the East. You got Milwaukee versus Orlando. You got Boston, Brooklyn. Ooh, is bruh.
Kyrie not playing.
That's gonna blow me if he doesn't play.
Kyrie's
this
not
year.
playing.
That's gonna blow me.
Think he's done.
I think he might shelve it.
That would be
That's
so
gonna
sad.
blow me if he.
I think he might shelve
That
it.
would be so sad.
And then
Like,
Indiana,
like,
Miami. I say if
Because
Vic
we're gonna get the chip next year.
I say if Vic comes back, I think
That's a
Indiana.
really
I
good
think
series.
Indiana wins that series.
It's a really
I
good
think if
series.
Vic comes back, because they're at their neck right now without him.
I mean, they're literally one game behind all these people without
Yeah,
Vic.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Vic comes back. I think they're better. I think they're at Philly, because Philly's only a 5 right now. I think they could be better than Philly. I think they can be better than Toronto.
Pacers?
Yeah, when Vic comes back, because Toronto's going to be dropping games because they're going to be hurt right now.
You said Philly.
But I think they can potentially be better than Philly.
That's why I'm gonna stop it right there. I think even if you add Vic, I don't think.
Philly's the 5 seed right now. Like,
There's a reason why they're in the 5 right now, though. They're not. If they were what they were against Milwaukee every day, they'd be 1 or 2 right now. But they're not. So we got to take it for what it is. Still,
I agree with you.
I'll pick Philly over everybody in the East in the
I've
series
heard people
right now.
tell me it's just the regular season, so it doesn't matter.
Leak was saying this for the whole regular
That
season.
was a joke.
people
Context.
can say that. Certain guys
Context.
can say that when they've made use of the regular season already. Like Philly, to a certain extent, I don't know if they've done enough yet to where they can coast through it. Because let's not act like Joel and Ben. They didn't start off. Both of them didn't even play their first years, and then they both came in on super duper limited minutes.
They just beat the best player in the conference, maybe in the league.
They got to get to a conference finals.
Might be cool.
Trust the process.
They got to get to a conference.
I mean,
finals.
realistically, they were one Kawhi bounce away from being in the conference finals. Like,
No, they were Kawhi bounce away from going to overtime, and they still could have lost.
and they still could have lost, but they could have won as well. They were playing great that game.
Anyway,
All right. So, little love to Jaylen Brown, little love to Boston. They're doing their thing.
shout out Gordon Hayward.
Shout out Gordon Hayward as well. I'm not trying to slight Gordon Hayward at all. When I say what I say, it's just a matter of like me seeing how great Jason Tatum is playing and then seeing how great Jaylen Brown is.
No, realistically,
It's like,
yeah.
If one could go,
Gordon.
it'd be like, all right.
Gordon would be the one.
Can
It'd be like,
Gordon-
all right.
But he's the
Is
one on the
there-
max.
Is there a package that can get Gordon Hayward for Steven Adams? Because there's Steven
I
Adams
mean,
away from getting to.
I don't think so. I don't think
You
so.
don't think there's no way?
I don't
Okay,
think OKC will want another older
they're not doing
player.
that.
They want youth. They
Yeah,
want
they-
draft picks.
you're right. You're right.
Like,
you're
that would
right,
just be
you're
trading for
right,
another
you're
old
right.
player.
So,
Or not old, but
Picks.
older player.
Gordon
an
and
older
picks.
player, matter of fact. So,
I just know that a guy like Steven Adams thrown on them immediately makes them so much.
Of
better.
course. We're gonna jump back. No, we're gonna get this one out the way real quick. It's not gonna take us long. James Wiseman withdraws from Memphis.
I don't know. This might take tomorrow long.
James Wiseman withdraws from Memphis, signs with an agency. Everything that we hope for to happen in March and for the for the
That ain't
tourney,
happening.
that's a wash now. My assumption is he either didn't want to get the money together or he couldn't get the money together to get back.
No,
on
it
the
was
court.
just stupid. It was none of those
So-
things. It was just the NCAA. And just continue, Greg. My bad. I'm starting like whenever you're done.
My assumption is that he couldn't get the payment to play, or maybe he didn't want to get the payment to play. So now he's getting ready for the league. I don't know what else to say. This is kind of sad.
It was
sad.
It's sad for who? The NCAA or him?
Sad for us fans. We
Oh
wanna
yeah,
see-
for
we wanna see
basketball
homies
fans,
hoop.
of course. But like, this is what happens. Now I'm gonna tell you this: we have 4 potential number 1 picks.
Mm-hmm. Two's out. 2 of them are hurt.
No,
Or two are out.
Listen to where I'm going with this,
Okay.
right? We have like Cole Anthony,
Hurt.
James Wiseman,
LaMelo
LaMelo Ball, and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
So out of the 4 potential number 1 picks, only one of them is playing in the NCAA right now.
Yeah.
So what's that's telling everybody in the basketball world? If you want to go pro and you want to be at a high
away
lottery,
from
you
college.
don't need the NCAA anymore.
Don't go to school.
I swore I said this at one point.
I don't
Y'all-
know.
y'all looked at me.
Probably. We probably all said it. But this is just a showing of proof of whatever we said at the beginning when we were talking about the NCAA initially.
Yeah.
So in this, like, if you're in the NCAA, you're gonna have potentially only one, and mind you, like knock on wood, hopefully that Anthony Edwards stays completely healthy.
Fact.
You might only have one potential top lottery pick in your March Madness tournament.
Yeah.
But you want to enforce these idiotic rules on James Wiseman?
These idiotic.
I'm so glad he rocked, because I would have too. Because he's doing what he's supposed to do by preparing for the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, like, college, higher education, blah, blah, blah. We're going to preach these things. When you're that level of a player, you're not thinking degree, generally. Generally, you're not thinking degree, unless you're somebody like Tim Duncan or somebody who's made a promise or somebody who just always wanted a degree, like Gordon Hayward probably could have rocked early.
Majority of the time, guys go back at some point.
Generally, you can go back whenever when you made the money.
Yeah.
But, like, you didn't get paid yet. James Wiseman made the perfect decision, and I just love how this story is continuously embarrassing the organization, the NCAA.
I don't got much to add to that.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to. I ain't got nothing
James
for.
Wiseman, start preparing for draft. Hit that weight room, young fella.
Get ready for the Warriors.
Get ready for the Warriors. I'm about to say that.
He's working on his 3 right now.
Yeah.
Or you might end up with the Bucks, bro. You never know.
Either
It
going
can
to
shake that way.
Real talk.
It can shake that way.
Real talk. That would be so depressing. Imagine you get like drafted by Golden
But
State.
I don't think the Bucks. I think they would probably make the trade before they draft.
They'll
right?
probably do it.
Or they probably would call the Bucks and say like who you want. I don't think the
Exactly.
Bucks would take James Wiseman. I think they would probably take.
It depends. If you're getting D'Lo, would you get another guard?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot he was in a trade. The Warriors have so much to offer.
I feel like you wouldn't get.
You
the
wouldn't
big.
get another
Yeah,
guard.
you would get the big, and you would.
Unless you
get
want to
D'Lo.
slide Chris to the 3 and draft Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I mean maybe.
All right. So this is the last one I got on the docket. Uncle Dennis, Kawhi Leonard's uncle, but he's known as Uncle Dennis.
He's everybody's uncle.
Allegedly made illegal free agent requests during that stint. And some of them have been crazy.
I like it.
Asking for stakes in the team,
Yes.
private jets to use at any time.
Right.
Of course, Kawhi said that he has no knowledge of this.
Smart move.
I think this is funny, but at the same time, a lot of people are just saying like he did this to kind of like push everybody else away to leave room for the Clippers to sign him. That's a very, very risky strategy. But what do y'all make of this? What do y'all make of these allegations? I think they're true. I'm gonna start with that. I think all of this is true.
Some of them, most of them probably are.
He definitely asked for the PJ. He
Oh
definitely
yeah,
asked
yeah.
for-
That was
And he
that was probably the
deserves
most
it.
reasonable one.
Uncle
too.
Dennis deserved the PJ.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Why not?
What did he do?
He said, "Why not?"
My
average
nephew,
30.
Why not?
It's for him and Kawhi. It wasn't just for Uncle
Nah, it
Dennis,
don't
of
sound
course.
like that.
No, that was for both
Kawhi's
of them.
playing an 82-game season.
Do you
When
think,
does he
do
have
you
time for
think
the PJ?
Uncle, bro, when they need to go
Back to
wherever
backs
they
when he
go,
ain't hooping. The summertime.
Bro, if they need to hurry up and go somewhere real quick, like I'll say this, I think definitely he asked for it, but part of it they probably wanted to go to the Clippers so badly that it was probably like if they do somehow meet all these demands, maybe they want us that bad, and let's hear what they got to say.
No, I think it's like if they meet all these demands, we're idiots if we don't go wherever. Who's
Yeah.
not getting us? Like if you giving me stake in a team and I'm a player, I have to play for your organization. I could care less.
Yeah.
It's crazy. A lot of people are saying Stephen A. Smith being one of them. We just don't care. This isn't a big deal. Let
It's not
it
as
rock.
big of a deal as it sounds.
Just letting it rock. But I do think this leaves room for more stuff like this. We've seen parents and
I was just about to say, are we gonna go collegiate level where people are getting illegal benefits?
exactly like we've seen this
And the
on a
pros are
lower
getting
scale.
illegal benefits.
So I'm
Wow.
not,
And the NBA better let it all happen.
where amazing happens, bro. So I mean, this does not shock me. This story, I think Steve Ballmer may have agreed to some of it. It wouldn't shock me if he agreed to some of it.
The PJ. Like I said, that's the
he'll
most
do
reasonable
he'll
one.
do anything to make sure his team is up to par.
Please clarify what y'all mean by PJ, just for people who are watching.
Oh,
who
private
are
jet.
not.
Private jet.
Okay. Hey, some people watching.
What, they think pajamas are
Hey
projects?
man, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Y'all saying
couldn't
Peanut
Gene-
butter and jelly?
Why
Like,
couldn't
nah.
Jeannie just give Uncle Dennis some pajamas? I don't think that's too
I'm
hard.
just saying, some people, y'all. I clearly hear y'all saying PJ. Some people with headphones on might be hearing something else. I'm just saying clarify.
No.
I'm just saying clarify. That's all I
Your
ask.
mind's in the gutter.
No, it's not.
Keith, you got your headphones on. What you hear?
Yeah, PJ.
All right, bet.
I'm just saying clarify.
Puh.
Pencil. Perry.
Pineapple.
Anyway.
So Uncle Dennis, I don't know where the story goes. This will probably just die down again.
'Cause it's not important.
It popped up right
Yeah.
around the Christmas Day game.
Because they're trying to create some kind of media circus around the LA teams playing each other, but the fact is there's legitimately no rivalry there. And it has to be.
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't think it really is. Like when you see them even play each other in the
You
way
got
it
Patrick
carries.
Beverly screaming.
At
Well,
LeBron.
Pat's gonna do that against everybody though.
But it's in LA. It's LeBron. Like, it's
At
a
LeBron
rivalry.
James.
It
Truth be
doesn't-
told, I think
it's-
LeBron looks at Kawhi as a rival now.
He has to though.
So it is a rivalry.
But it's not
You don't
it's
think it
not
goes both
Warriors Cavs. It's not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Where I'm going.
because you ain't played in playoffs.
That's
yet.
what I'm saying. That's when it's gonna kick it up a notch. They're trying to gear it up to be like that, but the thing is, Kawhi doesn't care. So the way it feels is as if the Clippers don't care.
The more, you know what? Yes, Kawhi robot memes, we get it. He doesn't show emotion. Kawhi cares. This show, like everything he's done, shows he cares.
To a certain degree,
He cares.
everybody cares
Now,
to a
he
certain
doesn't
degree.
He doesn't visibly show it.
Yeah, he
There's
doesn't.
the difference.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't think he feels it.
He doesn't voice it.
He feels it. I think he looks. Like,
doesn't
that was
unrattle
the article,
him.
I think was it Rick Bucher wrote an article. He was talking about LeBron and Kawhi. He was like, "Yo, Kawhi looks at LeBron like, yeah, I'm your match. I'm the person that can take you out."
Right. Yeah. I saw that.
So
What I'm trying to say is, I don't feel like as if it's personal.
I'm not saying it doesn't got to be
But
personal.
when I think about rivalries, that's what I think about. Is the actual intimacy of it all.
Nah, not necessarily. Sometimes it's just
I just
Those
wanna
are the
take you
best
out.
ones.
I wanna beat you
Those are the
if
best
you wanna
ones,
beat
though.
me.
Like with the Cavs and the Warriors rivalry, there were reports that Bron was genuinely disgusted by Steph Curry.
I still think that was blown out of proportion. I think he was more so upset at the media coverage of Steph Curry than Steph Curry.
No, because Steph was becoming
The face of the league. He was.
A lot of guys were jealous of Steph.
Exactly.
everybody, the whole world was, except me. Shout out Steph. But
I think it is a rivalry, and I think if Bron doesn't treat it like so, he's gonna get embarrassed very quickly.
I hope he doesn't treat it like so. I'm an
Because-
Acre fan. Acre
because
fan.
there's
Acre
still-
fan.
LA still hasn't had a ring now in 10 years.
Shout out
the
Kobe.
city's gonna love who brings it there first.
And
I'm not gonna go that far.
I'm not.
will always-
No,
it'll
LA's
be-
gonna be Laker town.
It'll be
It's
a
a
Laker.
Laker
It'll
town.
be a Laker town,
but
but
it's
like
gonna be so
sounds
such
very
a smear.
boomerish. Sounds very boomerish.
He's 30.
It's not
Chill,
boomers,
chill,
that's
chill.
I can't stand that.
But I'm
not
just
boomers,
saying,
that's
a
a
lot of
fact.
people. There's a lot of people. Like for example, that Christmas.
Trends are meant to be
Yeah.
made.
If they beat them, bruh, in a game 7.
If there's a parade in LA and it's not for the
all them
Lakers?
Staples Centers, so all the people wearing yellow jerseys on Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, they just not gonna buy tickets to the to the NBA Finals. They just not going to.
They still going.
Or they not gonna switch. They're not
They
gonna
still
switch that
going.
jersey real quick.
They're still going.
We'll see.
Trends
You know
are-
what would be even wilder if they do so happen, like beat the Lakers in the Game 7, they go to the finals, and Laker fans buy tickets to show up and boo. That would be
crazy.
That'd
be crazy.
You got
hilarious.
Lakers
That would be hilarious.
booing the Clips
But
at
they
home.
would be
I would
boo-
love the
They would
commitment.
be
Bro, I would love, bro. I
they
would
would
love
be
to see
booing,
that.
but they're stupid because they're just the reason Kawhi and PG's checks are the way they are. Because they still paid for them finals tickets. That'd be the dumbest thing.
I mean,
they
their
could do.
checks are guaranteed. They ain't got
Yeah.
nothing to do with
But
the
they're still
tickets.
guaranteed off the fans. Like the fans are wildly.
No,
yeah.
you're gonna get your checks regardless.
Technically
I'm
speaking,
just
their
saying,
contract says if
Yeah.
the
But
NBA
it
don't make no more
got
money,
to a
their
cer- it got
contract is
to a certain
guaranteed.
point.
Nah,
but
like,
it wasn't always. There's a reason the more money got into
the bag
it.
is that high nowadays just because of NBA entertainment attendance, how the fans
Nah,
interact
yeah,
with it.
but at
But
a-
it's not a specific thing. Like if Kawhi and PG were to sign to the Clippers and the Clippers never had a fan show up at a game, they're still getting their money.
I'm saying now, okay, it's like that. But at a certain, we're talking about years ago when they used to be tape delayed finals. Like those dudes' bags weren't like that. 'Cause-
But
ago.
that's an NBA
That
wide
was-
thing.
yeah.
That's an NBA
But that
wide
was in
thing,
the-
not a specific thing.
right.
Like I'm saying, like the
I don't
players
know
are gonna
what point
get
you're trying to make
the
here.
players are gonna
Yeah,
get that
I'm
money
confused.
regardless. You signed that contract
years ago, but I was saying, bro.
now. How
if fan
big the contract
attendance-
is gonna be is generally,
based on at a certain point in time, it was like,
but it's gonna keep going up for
and
everybody.
it's been going up. I'm just saying, bro. Early '80s when they're complaining about the bread, they weren't getting bread because the eyes
was no
weren't on
media
the
coverage.
league like
You're
that,
right.
bro.
You're on one of your mid-range.
I'm,
Yeah,
no,
this
I'm
is
actually
real
not.
mid-range.
No,
This is
Your
bro.
mid-range.
Bro, hold up. So it does not make
talking about
sense.
the mid-range
It
right
does
now.
not make sense.
But look how. But you're not. How did you
You're
get
not
there?
saying really anything, Lee. That's what I'm saying. Like,
How did you get there?
It wasn't the same fan watch in the league back in the '80s.
yes, the
As
more
it is now,
popular the
correct?
league got, the more the players
That's
get
what I'm
paid.
saying.
But once you get the contract, it doesn't matter.
But you said Kawhi and Paul George's bag is like tied to people coming to game. That's not true.
Yeah.
Their contract is
No,
guaranteed.
okay.
yeah.
I guess all I'm saying is that would be dumb for fans to go in there and do that because
You act like
y'all
fans haven't done stupid things
They're gonna
before.
and
get
they're
paid
stupid.
regardless.
They're stupid. Yeah.
The
Like,
Knicks fans
real
boo
talk.
And they've
them every
contributed. I'm
day.
just saying they've contributed to it.
John Morant plays in Memphis all the time. Them stadiums are half empty. Guess what? His check still gets cleared every month.
Bro, you're acting like fans can't do stupid stuff. You act like that's not
can't
out
do
of the
that.
realm of possibility for diehard Lakers fans to buy finals tickets to boo the Clippers. Now,
That's
will it
hilarious.
happen?
It
Will
would
it
be
happen?
hilarious.
I'll bet against
That's
it.
great.
But
It
would
would
I
be
be
funny.
surprised if I saw
Lakers
it?
fans,
Nah.
please.
If I had the bag, bro, I definitely would. Like, if I had money to fly to LA for the finals and boo the Clippers, I probably wouldn't because I love basketball that much. But
Bro, celebrities, there'll be some LA celebrity to hop on the Clipper train. Like
I don't
they're
think
fronting
so.
like that. They're fronting like that until they get a ring.
And like I said, trends are meant to be made. If the Clippers pop up and they start winning, we see LeBron on this downslide. It's not a real possibility. You see a whole new wave of kids coming around, walking around in Clippers jerseys, and it just overtakes.
But the scarier part, in which we're always talking about the negative for the LA Lakers. The crazy part is if it's reversed and the Lakers get them out of the way in 7 and then go win a chip, Clip's gonna be little bro forever.
Yeah,
Facts. Big time.
They're gonna have to move to Seattle.
I would love for a team to move to Seattle.
I would
yo.
love Seattle.
I've been wanting to go to Seattle. That
Seattle
would give
is
me
one
another
of the
reason.
best sports towns in the.
Are you trying to make up for
America.
slander in Cleveland?
No.
Last spot?
I've been to Seattle. I went to a Seattle Sounders game. It was when it's their soccer team.
Yeah, their soccer team.
And I was like, yo, they packed this junk out. And they do this for every sport. Like so
Every sport, bro.
They be in there for the girls, the WNBA. So they be in there. They deserve a basketball team. Deserve it. Of course, everybody knows about the 12th man. Bro, they deserve one.
They do.
So
Anything
I'm
else?
for it. We out of here, boys. We did great on time. We got in here,
Efficient.
Killed the pod. We did.
Anything left to be said here? Nothing to be
The
said.
end is coming for Bron. The end is coming.
Can we stop treating Kawhi like a victim now, though?
A victim? Why? How are we treating him like a victim?
Yeah, I don't know how.
I feel like he's always like since he's left San Antonio, people have always kind of just like looked at Kawhi like, oh my God, San Antonio did you dirty, and now you get
A lot of the narratives,
Nah,
a lot of the
bro.
narratives
People-
with Kawhi are very stupid. Actually, like
Is
It's
it?
because
The more
he
we find
doesn't
out about Uncle
talk
Dennis, the more I'm
publicly,
like,
so you're just throwing stuff at him.
yeah.
Like he doesn't create his own narrative because he doesn't speak. So you're just gonna allow
so
the
if
dumb
you don't
takes that are
speak,
gonna
but
be
the people you allow to speak for you are the ones doing dirt, like, aren't you a culprit?
It's
said. Man, Uncle Dennis gonna say whatever he
It's
want to
only
say.
one person speaking for me. I don't think Kawhi at the end of the day cares because Uncle Dennis is not like.
So if
he's-
somebody, if you give somebody your car keys and you just let somebody
Uncle-
go
what
go
has
drive
Uncle
drunk,
Dennis
are you
really
not a
done?
culprit?
Did he crash?
Are you,
Did he
I'm
crash?
saying you let somebody go drive drunk.
But did he crash the whip?
Hey,
He brought
Yeah.
it back home just fine because
Hey, he
If
just-
anything, he brought you back a better car.
He just got pulled, low key.
he did.
But did he get a ticket?
nothing
We'll
happened, bro.
He didn't. They already said there was no evidence of any of that has been granted.
So everything is.
It's not illegal to ask for illegal stuff. It's illegal to get the illegal stuff.
No, it's definitely legal to ask.
No,
What are you
it's-
talking?
Depending,
Let's get
depending
out of
on
here.
what you're asking for.
Let's
It's
get
definitely
outta
legal to
here.
ask sometimes. Anyway,
Clips
Brian.
play Utah tonight.
Clips play Utah tonight.
Yeah.
That's the only game we were looking out for.
Yesterday was
There's
real
a
sad
few games
basketball.
tonight.
day.
It's
some
good. It's a
decent
lot of
games.
games tonight.
There's some decent
Toronto, Boston again. That we already talked about.
This is Clips' second game with a full healthy roster. Utah, they actually had a nice.
Everyone's
little-
playing.
Everybody's active.
active, but are they
Everybody's-
playing?
Yes.
Are they listed to play?
Yes, they are.
You're not
There's
sure
nobody
about
on the
that.
injury report. Really, there's nobody on the Clippers injury report.
Of course, not on the injury report, but
Everybody's
no low
will-
management.
No.
Philly at Miami.
They didn't
Everyone's
play since
dressed.
Wednesday. Everybody will dress. Their second
You can't
time.
even look me in the
Bruh,
eye and say
no,
that.
for real, I said that.
He sounds so unsure of everything.
Bro, I read that the other day. It was yesterday. Like, everybody's good to go.
All right, that's big. That's a big game then. I like that.
Not watch.
Got Philly at
They gonna
Miami
win 12
tonight. That
minutes.
should be a good one.
Lakers, does Bron play tonight? Is
He
Bron
said
on?
he's
I don't
already.
think they said he's
No, he
playing.
said he was gonna play.
He is. But I think they play tomorrow, too, against Dallas. So
He's not playing the back-to-back.
The Lakers
He's
have
not
been
playing
telling him that he should, if it's growing hurts like he says it does, he needs to sit down somewhere.
So, yeah.
Scapegoat
They
in the
play.
ground.
They play Portland. Mind you, Portland trying to hold on to that 8.
The-
Sacramento is playing Phoenix.
Oh,
in the
shout out to
all-
Carmelo not passing the ball to Dame Lillard on the last shot. Though.
I loved it. I loved it.
Golden State trying to keep their winning streak going up against Dallas.
Yeah.
D'Lo versus Luka. That'll be interesting.
Nah, Luka's better.
But D'Lo's been hooping.
I mean,
Philly,
saying
Philly,
much.
Miami.
That's a good game.
Yeah, so this is gonna be good basketball, man. We're in a good spot. We gonna blink. It's gonna be All-Star break. Then I just can't wait for the first trade to pop off.
We had first
Yeah,
Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah,
Yo,
but
that's
first
what I
real
meant to
trade.
come on
Real
here and
trade.
say, bro. I was right again because I said the first trade was gonna happen, and I said it was probably gonna go with the Jazz, and I said he was gonna get out a piece to fill up that bench.
Who gets Jeff Green?
I don't know.
Okay.
He's like the classic case of you should have been better.
Bro, he's like Rudy Gay's little brother.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's not a bad description. It's pretty accurate if you ask me.
I put Rudy Gay in that category too. Like you should have been better.
That's why he's Rudy Gay's little bro, because Rudy Gay was better.
He was.
So, yeah, Cavs, Utah, Jordan Clarkson, for Dante Exum. I think some picks were
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
But that's essentially the trade. I feel bad for Exum.
I feel bad for anybody that ends up in Cleveland.
Yeah, because they're about to be washing that thing out. Where's K Love going to, man?
We'll find out.
I don't know.
But there's definitely been rumors that he wants to be on the contender. He's not necessarily sold on Portland.
Well, he said there was mutual interest and he wanted to go back home. But I think
He said that's not his runaway choice, though.
he would rather be on a finals contending team.
Yeah.
But
Which finals contending team is that? That's somebody else in the East, then.
yeah, it has to be somebody in the East. Nobody in the West. I don't think anybody in the West that are final contenders are gonna shake up their roster.
Miami,
Milwaukee.
Yeah, I get rid of Brook for
I'm
him.
sticking with.
I'll get rid of
Miami.
Brook
Don't
for
touch
K-Love.
Houston
anything.
ships over Russ and takes Kevin Love and some younger pieces.
You're not putting Russ in. Russ
Yeah, in Cleveland.
would go
Oh my
berserk
gosh.
in Cleveland. He would.
Does he have a no trade clause?
I don't know if he
got
does, but he'll create one real quick
Right.
because he would come as soon as he heard
Can't
about
just
that
create
rumor.
one, you gone
he
now.
would come out and
He'd be
go
like, I'm not
off.
playing. He would be like, I'm not playing.
I would love for
He'd be
Russ
like,
to
I'm
get
not
shipped to
playing.
Cleveland.
Like I left OKC to go to Houston to go to Cleveland. Nah, bruh.
And I think James would be pretty upset about that.
He better start hitting some shots then.
Or stop taking them. 11 for 32.
AB, where can we find you, man?
Man, y'all know y'all can find me at Only One Beecham on Instagram and Twitter. I'm easy to find because I'm the only one out there.
Leak.
You can find me on Twitter and IG at Coach Leek. That's KOACHLEEK.
And you can find me on Instagram at OneGreggy, on Twitter at Greggy Chillin'. You can find the pod on Instagram at Hoops Minor Pod, on Twitter at A Minor in Hoops. We appreciate everyone who's been listening, everyone who's been watching. Keep subscribing, keep sharing it. We appreciate it. Keep listening for those who just do audio only. We can't forget about y'all. Shout out to y'all as well. Shout out Dunkman Keith.
The scammers. You gotta shout out
The scammers. Shout out the scammers.
The
Don't scam
resellers.
us.
The resellers.
Shout out to the people that be boosting the video, who be watching it but don't be watching
Yeah,
it.
like specific shout outs actually, because I remember you gave out a specific shout out last week. So I'm gonna give out specific shout outs that I see to people I've seen actually support and repost or whatever. So shout out to Tet. She's always reposting it. Shout out to Coop. Astronaut Coop is always reposting it. Shout out to Raylan, who's always interacting. Shout out to who else I got? I don't know, but if I ain't say your name, interact more, bro, and you're gonna be on the shout out. Last but not least, we already shouted out Dunkman Keith. You gave out his Instagram and his Twitter. Gotta get him on LinkedIn too. He needs more interactions.
Why White make him
He
sound so
does. I
old.
think he's streaming now. So Dunkman Keith on Twitch.
On Twitch.
All of that.
He be gaming.
And I want to give a special shout out to. This is specifically what I always did too. Y'all know I'm kind of injury prone. I'm still coming off a patella tendon tear. Shout out to all the hoopers who have their brace on, and as soon as stuff start getting sticky, they take it off. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You're just gonna now you're gonna effectively just hurt yourself more. But whenever anything starts getting tough, the first thing hoopers do is take off whatever was helping their ailment. I don't know why. It's just something that we do. Last but not least, follow me, King Commentum on Twitter and Instagram. I'm more active on my Twitter now. Just don't mind it and don't send it to my job. All right, appreciate y'all. We're gonna eat. Oh wait, my bad. That's yours.
It's cool.
All right, appreciate y'all. We're gonna be out of here. Eat, breathe, sleep, hydrate, intake. Switch it over and run it up together.
Hey, as
bro.
I always say, man, eat, sleep, breathe the game.
there it is.
We love you. We out.
We out. I didn't know the rotation of it.
It kept getting worse. It said hydrate.
I just know you're consuming the game.